saw people talking about doing stack interracial couples, doing smoke, well not excuse me, not smoke, doing stack and married costumes for sinners. And I just wanted to say that I think that that right there proves that sinners had the wrong message, and it was on purpose. It was so many black women that tried to tell me that that was some type of love story. And oh yes, he did a great job. I don't know how you guys don't see that. And I feel like it was filled with the same tropes as usual when it comes to black love, quote unquote, versus interracial love. Like, and for the people that kept saying that Mary was white tea passing, she was a one dropper. She was a white tea woman. So I really wish that y'all would stop that. But anyway, yeah, I want to talk about that because I really think, I really need more. I don't know. I just want people to critically think more. That's what I would like. I would like people to critically think more, and not just because you see black people in it to think that it's for you, or that, that it's pro-black, I guess. I don't know, because there are black people in it. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I think maybe I should get like a picture and put it up instead. That way maybe I can get more people, more traffic. But I really honestly, I remember I had like a live discussion about sinners, and I said that sinners was the same old same old. You know what I'm saying? I understand that it was for black people or whatever. I did see it. But there was also a glorification and a putting whiteness and really trying to represent white tea women looking a certain type of way, as they always do. And I said that, and people said that I was tripping. But I think that once again, if you can look at people wanting to dress up as Stacky Mary instead of realizing that she caused a lot of the issues that they experienced that night, should let you know that they did place the interracial union, as usual, in a position of elevation over the union with two black people. But I don't know how anyone would have assumed that that wouldn't have happened, seeing as though the main star was Michael B. Jordan, and you already know what he's about. So I don't know. I don't know. I just wish that, you know what I think? I think, man, this is probably going to sound crazy. Good morning, Coach T. That anytime you leave black men in charge of telling a story that includes black women, the black woman is going to be looked down on or portrayed as less than, or not equal to the white tea woman. Hey, how you doing, Zora? I think that that is always going to be the case anytime a black man tells a story, for the most part. Like, because, and the reason why that is going to happen is because the majority of the collective of black men are self-hating. So you cannot expect a man that hates himself and hates you even more collectively to ever portray you in a light to where you are the one that looks like you're the most superior. If that makes sense at all. You know? And I just I don't know. I'm disgusted by this. And I was already, when I saw Sinners, I already could tell like what can I say? What type of subliminal messages were attempting to also be pushed towards black people. But when I said it, I got called like saying I was trying to hate on plus size women and things like that. And I wasn't. I wasn't. I was just, I knew what they were trying to do. That's all. Especially with the way that society perceives things, perceives black women, thinks that only black women can be. I knew that they were trying to push a certain type of narrative. And I feel like this proves it as a whole. And once again, I'm for anybody that can understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that plus size women are, unattractive and can't be beautiful or anything of that nature. I'm just saying that they did what they did in the casting on purpose. And it was disgusting why they did it. That's all I'm saying, if you get what I mean. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm saying, but you can even tell on how even the glamorization of the Becky. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they portrayed her. Like you could say, okay, I'm gonna use a plus size woman, but I'm not gonna make her look like she been working out in the fields all day, all sweaty and whatnot. Like I got her the first time we see her, she's in a shack. But the first time we see the white tea woman, she's in like her little glamorous garb on the train station. Like, I wish that people would know that when you're shooting movies, you're making content, you're editing stuff, and you're doing it from scratch. Everything is very intentional because you're making it from the bottom up. You have to put every image in there. And every image in there means something. It's not in there by accident. It's not accidental. When those wardrobe designers come in, that's on purpose. When they say, oh, we want her hair to look this way. We want her makeup to look this way. We want her, the greasiness on her skin to be here, there, and there. It's on purpose. And if you think that, white tea media is going to give a black man money and a budget to make a mainstream movie where black women look like they're the top dog, it's not going to happen. And that right there, in my opinion, is selling out. That's in my opinion, is selling out. Because you could take the chance to go independent and hope that your movie is good enough by word of mouth for the black community to support it with the imagery that should be on there. I didn't like it. And like I said, but with Michael B. Jordan in it, I don't know how anybody could have expected that it wouldn't have self-hating imagery in it, because he's a definite man. Our people were mad at me for calling people coons, but I don't care. He's a raccoon. I said it. I'm not gonna take it back. Go ahead, Zora. You have something to say, sis?
Morning. Hey, can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, ma'am.
It's the first time I'm using my voice, so I'm trying to make sure. Hey, Trick. Hey, everybody in the chat. Hey, Coach T, PG. You know what? And I was trying to stack and marry Halloween costumes, prove that sinners had the wrong message and it was on purpose. Okay, because I couldn't see it at first. Girl, let me tell you something. I was telling people this movie. I mean, I'm a writer, so maybe that's part of it too. But I was telling people what was happening in the movie when I saw the pictures of the characters. That's all I saw was pictures of the characters, and I saw a couple of clips, and I knew the whole entire movie because I know the mind of the people. Like not just Michael B. Jordan. Dang, what's the director's name? The other
Ryan Coogler.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. So I was like, what are black women talking about that Woomy, I don't even know these people's names, characters' names, is BOK men's type. That's the part that was irritating me. And yes, you're going to get labeled as fat phobic and all this kind of stuff. What are y'all talking about? We're talking about reality. Wumi is not BOK men's type, so she wouldn't have gotten underpaid. While did you see they reported what the salaries are, and they paid that Becky more than all the BOK women actors? What are we talking about? What are we saying? So we want to just pretend a fantasy that BOK men's type is auntie, is mama. I was like, okay, I bet he hit her from he hit it from the back. Yep. I bet he had her serving the people. Yep. Like it was just, I ran it down without seeing the movie because I know what they do. So not only are white tea people are not funding a particular kind of thing, but when BOK men have money and they fund their own stuff, Spike Lee, Tyler Perry, these are men who are funding their own projects and they are not committed to shifting the narrative about BOK women because they benefit from it. They're not going to shift it whether white people are involved or not. And when white people are involved, we already know collectively they're on their image because they know how much it matters. Meanwhile, BOK women are talking about, oh, they finally love us. You mean the spiritual mammy? Maybe I'm a little hot this morning, but but I'm like, the fact that you was like called, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't like big women. What? Is this not a system? Are we not paying attention? I went and looked up Ryan Coogler's wife because when I heard it was on Facebook where I was saw all the kind of praise of BOK feminists of these people, Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler. I was like, there's no way this man's wife is BOK, and she's not. She's mixed. She's Asian with the BOK father. They do not privilege you when they get the chance. Even ones with full BOK women, they do not. What does it benefit them to have your image pedestalized while they're still underneath white tea women? Spike Lee actually came out and said, I don't know if you saw this trick, but he came out and did a post saying, all right, sister, to the Becky. I don't even really know these people's names, but I guess that was the Mary's. Was that Mary? The white tea woman's name was Mary, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was that the other one? Yeah, he came out and did a post like bigging her up and calling her a BOK woman because there was all this conversation about whether or not she was mixed or not. And she's not mixed. She's a white tea woman. She's a white tea woman married to a white tea man. Like what is going on? Like, I get it to a degree. I guess I like when you have a constant, again, that conversation we were having yesterday about propaganda machine about BOK women's lack of worth. I guess anything that looks like a crumb is going to be tasty to BOK women, but it is a little bit embarrassing. Maybe I shouldn't be embarrassed, but it's embarrassing to me that they're upholding these raccoons because Michael B. Jordan has he had a accusation by white tea men of sexual harassment. This is the king. This y'all's king. Y'all really think this man is the character he played in Wakanda? Come on now. I'm on mute.
You know what? I will tell you what, Zora. I mean, I agree with everything that you said. I will tell you one thing that you put me on. I did not know that Ryan Coogler's wife was black and Filipina. Had no idea. So that puts a lot of things in perspective more for sure. And I was done with Michael B. Jordan when Michael B. Jordan was on that boat with some black men and
Yep.
then white men, and it was none but white women on there. I knew exactly what type of a Negro he was then. And I people can say I'm wrong or whatever. I don't care. I feel like as a black man, I'm not supporting you, like watching your stuff, doing nothing for you if you don't like black women. Now, you ain't got to like me, but black women come in all shapes, sizes, flavors, complexions, textures, whatever to call. If you don't like black women, I'm sorry. I just can't support you because I know that when you're a black man and you don't, that there is something behind that. And that's what's behind it is I'm not going to support you and give you a dime of my money. You know what I'm saying? And I did see Sinners, and I shouldn't have, but I did. And I shouldn't have, and I regretted spending my money
You
and going to
regret
see
it?
it. Yes, I regret it because I feel like it was, Coach T said the North remembers. Girl, anytime I see a black man cooning, I never in my life forget. I never support them again. I never support them again. I really stand by that. But yeah, when I went there and I saw it, and I saw how they pedestalized that white tea woman, it really made me sick to my stomach. And it's like I said, people were saying like fat phobia and stuff like that when I had did a couple lives about it because I was like, I I'm not saying that I don't believe that bigger black women can be beautiful and pretty and plus size women. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that they were very intentional who they casted because they wanted her to play the back seat. They wanted the world to perceive Wumby's beauty as paling in comparison to this white tea woman. That's why they did it. I don't care what nobody say. That's why they had her hair the way they had her hair. That's why they had her looking the way she looked. That's why they had the sexual interchange that they had. All of that, all of it was like that. And it just, like I said, I really feel like the depths of treasonous nature and disloyalty that BOK men show black women in every avenue is very upsetting to me. Like, you a black man, you're Ryan Coogler, you got this money, you got a name, and you have an opportunity to do what a lot of people don't, which is tell black stories for the world to see, and you choose to do it like this. You choose to have that lady in rags in a shack getting bent over, you know what I'm saying, while she's all greasy by Michael B. Jordan. And you want me to think that you really love and care for black women and their representation? You don't. And I just, it was just disgusting to me, like, honestly. And the fact that people can't even correlate the fact that Mary was the reason why everything happened. She took her white privilege and said she was going to go out there and talk to 3 suspicious looking white people. When all the black people's inner smartness said, hey, no, you can't come in here, bye. You know what I'm saying? She's the reason why everything occurred. And the fact that she's being romanticized and y'all want to wear her as a costume, lets you know right there that the indoctrination was complete of the elevation of interracial, a white woman and a black woman together. I mean, a white woman and a black man together. Then this so-called thing that y'all said was so black lovey and so powerful. If it was so powerful to everybody, why isn't that the costume they want to put on? Huh? Go ahead, Zora.
Listen, let me tell you something. Because this is one of my favorite things to talk about, this movie. And when I say, again, I have not seen the movie, but I know the movie. And I've seen the clips that backed up everything I said. I said that I know they made the smeck scene
You should
between.
watch it for just
I'm gonna have to watch it with somebody. You hear me? I need support system, because I cannot take the mammification is one thing, and it's rampant, but then you're gonna mammification the spiritual oracle is crazy. What else is there left? There's nothing left. You got the body, you got the mind, you got the soul, because that's the BOK woman character Perline, I think, who was dancing. You made her a Jezebel hoe, and now you got the spirit. I mean, literally, what's left? What is left? I'm so serious, and to keep my nervous system intact, I literally felt, and I wanted to watch it with someone, but I didn't have anybody to watch it with, like, in real time, because I can't watch it, like you said, with people who don't get that we're not saying that Wumi isn't a beautiful image or woman. We're not, and it's almost like when people come and say, "Oh, I think." What is Wumi's character's name? Because I don't want to keep saying Annie. I think Annie is beautiful. What? Why insert that? That has nothing to do with the conversation. We're saying that that's not what she's being portrayed heavy on people are making conscious choices in the way that they're framing stuff. They didn't even, when I saw the advertisement for the movie, they didn't even have Wumi in the trailer initially. They didn't even have her in the promo. She wasn't even promoted in the flyers. It was a interracial love story between whatever Michael B. Jordan's name is, character that was with Mary. She was promoted. The Becky woman was promoted. What are we talking about? Do y'all get that there's a whole thing that you saying, oh, I think she's pretty, has nothing to do with the system of desirability politics. The image of black women is not being anything to be cared for, including them caring for themselves. It doesn't, are we in the same conversation? And that's why, Trig, I need somebody who can read, who can see, who's analytical, who understands this is not proper messaging for black women. It's the opposite. It's the opposite, because once I was like, I bet that she sacrificed herself and couldn't save herself. Yep. People are telling me as I'm reading it down, they're telling me every scene. And then the fact that he put a whatever that thing is that he put in her heart, the dagger in her heart. Do y'all? He said, "Your love means nothing to me." That's. Do y'all? Are we? What's going on? This why.
You,
This why I need a support group.
I
Coach C, I'm
understand.
down. I need to
I
see the
understand.
people.
But you got to watch it, Zora. You got to watch it. We can do a watch party or something like that if you guys want to do. But I definitely
Yes.
think that you should watch it for sure. I do think that somebody said in the comments, was she biracial? No, she was not biracial. She was a one dropper. And the thing about it is that somebody was telling me when I was having a debate with them about it, oh, Annie had to be unalive. She had to unalive for the story. No, she didn't. Why, if we were doing something, how come you couldn't make the black couple just decide to survive as vampires or something like that to
Get revenge.
push forward to get
Mhm.
revenge on these white people over the decades and hundreds of years and centuries and all of that. No, you have the white woman and the black man do it, who caused all of the issues. Like,
The
come on
thug.
now. Like
The thug.
it just blew me. And like I said, I think the biggest thing that blew me is that there were so many black women that kept talking about, no, it was a love story. You don't see the way Smoke made love to Annie in that shack. It's like, what? This man abandoned her. She clearly lost a child. This man abandoned her and came back only because he needed a favor, and she offered up her body for this man to get a quick nut off. What? What part of that was romantic? I don't know. And I'm scared because I'm like, if black women think this is romantic, what are you allowing Negroes to do to you in your real life?
Come on.
Because come on, what are you letting these Negroes do to you? Because if you thought that was good, what are you doing behind the scenes late at night? Who are you letting come over that ain't doing nothing for you? Penetrate you and then leave and then, like, I just, wild, wild, wild. I was so upset by it. I was so upset by this fakeness that they tried to do these like little TikToks with One Me and Michael B. Jordan, and where he tries to act through and pretend that he would ever give a black woman any
He
type
can't
of
even do
time or
it.
attention, let alone a dark skinned plus size black
He
woman.
can't even
Like,
do it. He look like he about to throw up. I've seen a couple. I'm like, he look like he can't even pretend for this moment. Hey, Coach T.
it's crazy. And I like I said, he, you know what he was giving me? He was giving, this is like a cousin that he has to, or a relative, a blood relative that he has to pretend to be. You know what I'm saying?
Was that? I don't care what nobody says. That man had a white T man again. He had a white T man accuse him of sexual, I think, assault and harassment.
I
Do
didn't
we
know
all?
that.
Yes, girl. That's what I'm like. So the thing for me, what the turning point for me was the same thing it was for you for the Italian boat and him trying to. He went. This was before he had a TikTok or something. I don't know what he had, but he used to be online. And I remember him trying to explain. I was on YouTube, so I didn't know, but I remember somebody had filmed it. So he would go live, I guess, and he was trying to explain why he wasn't racist, and everything he was saying was racist. Because I consider misogyny or racism. I don't care what nobody says. It's racism to me. So he's explaining, and everything he's explaining is doesn't make no sense. Now there was a man who came on there, a BOK male, who said, "Remember when we effed?" Like he came on one of his lives. I'm telling y'all all the tea. I don't know where, I don't even know where this is anymore. But he came and he accused him, and he was like, he made this face when he saw the comment. You saw his whole face kind of drop. I'm gonna leave it there because I'm just telling y'all, like, this man doesn't. Ryan Coogler is his man. You hear me? I mean, like, his homie. Y'all know what I mean. Bestie, homie, lover, friend. That's what it's given. I don't care what nobody says. Have you seen him in those pictures where they're like, I feel like it's gonna sound phobic, but it's not. It's not. I think I'm upset that black women are refusing to see. It's like, what is y'all looking at? What are we looking at? But it goes back to me saying black women collectively are in a domestic violence relationship with black men. That's why they're calling it a love story.
All right, I got you. I got you, Zora. Coach T, you had something to say?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I wanted to come up because I was talking to somebody in the comments about Mary even being at the juke joint. And my thing is that this person was saying, oh well, he didn't want her there, and that's not true. If he didn't want her there, he would have made sure that she left, or at the very least he would not have interacted with her the way that he did when she was there. They having a whole little back and forth conversation, and then when she offered to go out to talk to the vampires, if he didn't want her there, why would he even be having any type of interaction and conversations with her? I don't think it's true that he didn't want her there, because if he didn't want her there, he would have made sure that she left or that she got to wherever she was supposed to be at, because he did want her there. That was the point. That's why she showed up, because she knew he wanted her there. And that's why she stayed, because she knew that he wanted her to stay. Like, I don't understand how that's not clear through the plot of the movie, is that she is not pushing herself. She's not pushing herself on him. He's not being victimized by her in any way or her presence. He wants her there. That's why she's there. And that's why nobody makes her leave, because they know that he wants her there, and that she's welcome there because they know that he wants her there. Like, it's the same thing with like in BOK families. Oh, Fana, thanks for sending the galaxy for Trig. It's the same thing like in BOK families, where the ex will keep being invited to the family gatherings, if they have kids or if they don't have kids, because the man wants that woman around. If the man didn't want that woman around, the family wouldn't have her around. And the same, I hope I'm making sense, but that really irritated me, of like, no, he was just helpless, and there was nothing he could do about her being there. There were plenty of things he could have done about her being there if he truly just didn't want her there. But he did want her there. That's the whole point. And I think that is a great plot piece of the whole entire story, because if he had just made her leave, none of this really would have happened. Like, as soon as she walked in, if he had kindly took her back to her mother house or wherever she was staying at for the funeral services, or whatever family member was close by, if he had just nicely escorted her back to wherever she was from, none of this would have happened. And ain't he a man? I thought these the leaders and the providers and the protectors in the community. If that man didn't want that woman there, she would have been gone. Trust and believe that.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna tell you guys right now what's really upsetting me is I'm looking I'm looking at spirithalloween.com, and I'm looking at the costumes, and that they're saying like people, they're doing the Stack and Mary costumes. It's very disappointing to me. And what's disappointing to me is the lack of critical thinking that people in our community have. It's very, very, very upsetting to me. I don't know. And it's upsetting because of patriarchy, most of the time, Black men are the ones that are allowed to tell the stories of Black women. And even sometimes when Black women tell our stories, they're also, influenced by white supremacy, aka that white dollar, and they telling them, hey, if you try to do certain things, we're not gonna fund it, or we're not gonna do it. Because I can't remember what show it was where they were talking about that it was a popular show. Dang. I want to say it was Martin, but I'm not for sure if it was, where they were talking about how they brought it to the network, and they was telling them that there was only Black people in there, and they wanted them to put a white person in the movie. I mean, in the series. And they were like, we'll go ahead and do it. And then I was also thinking about with Eddie Murphy, like my favorite movie of all time. This is just my favorite movie. Don't look too far in it. is Boomerang. Because I really like the dynamic of Eddie Murphy getting what he deserves and Robin Givens playing in his face and all of that stuff. And um Eddie Murphy said that when they brought Boomerang to the network, they told Eddie Murphy that they didn't think that he was an attractive enough black man to carry the movie. He said they told him his nose was too big and stuff like that. And that that they wanted him to use somebody else. And the directors and stuff was like, no, we definitely we're set on this. We won't make the movie unless you use Eddie Murphy. He can do it, he can be the leading man or whatever. And I think Eddie Murphy looked handsome in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Eddie Murphy he's not my cup of tea, particularly in any other movie that I've seen him in, but I thought he looked handsome in that movie. He carried it. He looked like he could be doing the things that he was doing. And I just know that certain narratives have to be pushed if you want the white tea men to invest in it for the most part. And that is always going to result in black women getting the short end of the stick, in my opinion. And I don't like it when people like Ryan Coogler push this role of like, I'm the black man freedom fighter. I'm the director, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Look at me, when you're definitely pushing the same harsh narratives that any self-hating person would. You're not doing anything different, if you know what I'm saying. But let me go up here to Kalandra. Go ahead, Kalandra.
Definitely agree with you, Trigger. I think that I wanted to be a screenwriter because of that. I didn't really like the way a lot of black people write movies. Like when you think about like Mara Brock Kill, the way she wrote The Game, or like how she had Mary Jane sleeping around and being Mary Jane. So I definitely agree with you. I don't like Tyler Perry, for example. People like him. I don't. I don't like the way he portrays black people and black women in particular. But I definitely agree with you. Sinners had the wrong message. I feel like it was like the woman below me said, if he really wanted Mary to leave, he would have got her out of there. He wanted that YT woman. And to be honest with you, I feel like he cast the movie. Not saying that it's like, I'm a plus size black woman, right? But I feel like people don't typically look at the big girl to be the love interest of the movie. Like, I feel like people didn't look at, what was the other brother name? Dang, Sticks, I think was his name, and the thicker black girl. I
Smoke.
don't think people looked at them as love interests typically. And because, we don't, as plus size, I'm plus size, so that's what I'm saying. This as a plus size person, you don't really see movies where the plus size girl gets the guy and is happy. And I think Ryan Coogler did that on purpose because the mom aspect of it, like, and I feel like you made that YT girl. And then I'm sorry, I don't think Haley Steinfeld biracial. They say she is, but I feel like
She's not biracial. She's a one dropper. I think she said her great grandfather, one of them is black or something. She's a one
that's what
dropper.
I'm
She's a white
saying.
woman.
And thank you for that clarification, Trigger. I feel like he should have cast a real biracial girl. Like, I don't think you should have cast no one drop rule girl. But yeah, I feel like the message of the movie was wrong. And I didn't personally, it was kind of a no for me.
I definitely, like you guys, I don't know, because for people will probably tell me like, hey, um, why aren't you just happy at the representation of black people being somewhere? I'm not at the point to where I'm just happy just to see somebody black, because somebody black could be there and then it could be represented in the poorest way possible. I want to see black people represented in the right and correct way. I don't want to push forth mammy narratives like they did back in like an old movie like Gone with the Wind, where they portray white women to be these glamorous, beautiful, traffic stopping women. And then you turn around and you have a short, no disrespect, morbidly obese black woman with a scarf on, being a typical mammy, acting like black women are not, bombshells or beautiful or whatever. I don't like that. And I think that is disgusting. And I think that is rooted in the super racism. Like that's exactly what people were doing when they were able to wear literal blackface. And that is what they are attempting to do now. Anytime you see that, that's what they're trying to do. And like I said, I'm not fat phobic. I think that plus size women are beautiful, can be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that when they're doing certain things, like I said, it's on purpose, period. And even, yes, and just like Just Monica said, do you know that I like the movie Just Right? Well, I did like the movie Just Right, like years ago before I really sat and took the time to like really look at it from a critical lens and see that what they were trying to do is once again make it seem as if a monoracial black woman and Queen Latifah is not, I mean, I just think she's a regular size. I don't even look at Queen Latifah as like really plus size, but I guess that people would consider her to be that. But making it seem as though the monoracial, plus size black woman is the fallback plan when the beautiful, because what's her name, the chick that played in there, I forgot her name. She's biracial too. Let me look it up right now on my laptop so I can tell y'all her name. I don't know, I forgot her name, man.
I know who you're talking about. She was in Deja Vu too.
Yeah, okay, let's see, I'm gonna look up the cast right now. uh Paula Patton. Paula Patton is a biracial woman, just so
Oh yeah,
everybody
yeah.
knows.
Robin Thicke ex-wife. Robin
Yes,
Thicke
she's
ex-wife.
biracial. So once again, you're making it seem as if the monoracial black woman is not the one that you go to. You go to the beautiful, so-called beautiful biracial or non-black woman. And then once you can't make it work with them, then you choose the old fallback plan. You know what I'm saying? Which is the monoracial black woman. She'll be the one that'll stick by you. She'll be the one to uplift you. And all you have to do as a black man is just to ignore the fact that she's not the one that you really are attracted to, but you're going to be attracted to her spirit. That's so disrespectful, man. Like, honestly, but I didn't even realize it. That came out in 2010. So, you know what I'm saying? I was young back then and I wasn't really thinking of it in that way. But now I am. And I realize that also is a problematic movie. Really, it is. But I don't know. I think that Sinners is did the same thing though, y'all. But did any of y'all have something to say?
Yeah, I wanted to comment on what you mentioned earlier. I'm sorry, y'all. My brain is a little razzle dazzled. I had too much whiskey last night. I can't remember if it was you or if it was Zora who was talking about when BOK men have the chance to represent or present black stories that they do always do us a disservice. And it's funny that you say that because I can't even remember if it was on this panel where we were having a conversation about black movies that have like a healthy love story or a healthy storyline related to a black love relationship. And that made me go I rewatched Mo Better Blues. I don't know if y'all ever seen Mo Better Blues, but I remember just how toxic the movie was, and I haven't seen it in like years. And I went and rewatched it, and I'm like, wow, he really, like, Spike Lee really wrote this movie, casted it, had people acting it, and put it out and everything. And people really uplift him and hold him in a place as like this great black film director, black storyteller. Like, that is a horror film. Like, Mo Better Blues is a horror film. And I only ever liked it because I got a thing for young Denzel. Young Denzel is just so fine to me. But I only ever even watched the movie because Denzel was in it. But I went back and looked at his character and how he was written and the story, and I was just like, whoa, this is a terrible story, even down to like I guess he was exposing the truth of what black men really think about black women and what they think about love and relationships and what they think about even each other and their relationships with each other. Because at some point in the movie is old, so I'm gonna tell the story. At some point in the movie, Denzel Washington's character is messing with a girl and sleeping with her, and he's sleeping with another woman too, and probably some other women that they don't even show. But one of his quote unquote friends and bandmates start sleeping with that same woman too. And I'm like, wait, this is what y'all really do to each other? Like, this is black manhood and black friendship and black relationships, like this. But the story is crazy. He's sleeping with these two women. One, of course, is a preference. And then the other one, is not. And I think the other woman is like one of Spike Lee's family members or something, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But in the movie, she's, you know, the less attractive BOK woman. She's not ambiguously black. She has kinkier hair texture. She isn't necessarily as beautiful as the other love interest. And do you know something tragic happens to him where his whole lifestyle completely changes. He can't pursue his life goal dream of being a musician. He goes running to that unattractive black woman. Oh, I want to marry you. I want to marry you. After mistreating her all of these years and then disappearing on her for like over a year, he just randomly shows back up on her doorstep in the rain and convinces her to be with him and marry him and have a child with him. I said, child, this is a horror film.
Disgusting.
It's also a
Uh,
doc-
you know what? You said it's a documentary. You know what? I'm gonna tell you guys. Y'all were talking about like movies that you know where they don't. The only movie that I can think of offhand that was a black love story without that type of craziness, and not any real drama or like the woman has to like go through all of this stuff is The Photograph. I don't know if anybody saw the movie The Photograph
Is
with
that the one with the
Issa
weird
Rae.
black dude in it?
It's got Lakeith Stanfield. He's
Yes,
the
Lakeith
lead.
Stanfield. Yep.
That's the only movie that I can think of that I've ever watched where I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't cheat on her.
And
He
that
ain't knocked her
and that
teeth
was
out.
written by a woman.
who's his love
Yeah,
interest?
Issa Rae.
Oh, okay.
Issa
I
Rae.
remember. Okay, I do remember that movie.
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of. Like literally the only one I can think of without any of the rhetoric of what we're all talking about. Any other movie that
He
black
was
men, well,
forced.
she, yeah. And what's crazy is that The Photograph, I saw it, you know what I'm saying? But that's because like I'm weird. I try to support black things and stuff like that on purpose. Like it's actually very intentional for me. I think I was talking to my husband about this. It's very intentional for me in the way I treat black women in my real life. I go out of my way to do things for black women and be nice to black women, to support black women. And sometimes they look at me like I'm weird. I do it on purpose. I'm very intentional in my real life for that. So I saw it, but it didn't do it didn't box office. It didn't do well at all, and I really do believe that it didn't do well because still a lot of black women are programmed to want to see it's boring for them to see something without something going on, like something crazy going on, a black man treating a black woman like
Even
she's absolute
that
garbage,
even that storyline was pretty good. It did have like conflict and stuff in it. I think something
Yeah,
ended up happening where like a family member her passed away, and it like they did have a conflict that came up. So
yeah,
it's just interesting that it's like, oh, that's just not enough. There needs to be more. There
yeah, that
needs to
wasn't
be more
enough for her.
drama and trauma.
Yeah, they need they needed her. They needed to see her drag for filth. That's what it was because there was conflict. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The movie was not boring. It was a good movie. They had conflict, but it just wasn't the conflict that they're looking for. And to be honest with y'all, that's like real life as well because I think I've told this story before, but a friend of mine, we don't speak as much no more. But I remember like this is like I had been married maybe like to my second husband maybe like 2 or 3 years. She was married too. She married to somebody else now. But she told me like she was like, you know what, your husband, I can see why you would be with him because you like them boring dudes. You like them boring dudes that ain't gonna do nothing but come home and go to work and come home. And she was like, she was like, he just too nice to me. He just give nice vibes, and I don't like that. I'm not attracted to that. She was like, all of these dudes that, cause she's met every man that I've ever talked to, which ain't that many. He's only 3, but she met all of them. So she knows my pattern of the type of dudes that I like. And with the exception of my first husband, who was horrible, she was like, yeah, when you bring these men around, they just like, and I just, for the life of me, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make an exception to my first husband, but she said it about the other two. That this like desire that some black women have for that type of interaction, I wonder, it's like this the chicken before the egg situation. Is it that black women have been programmed that through like their lives, their grandmas, their mothers that may have been pick me's, or were all black women programmed through like movies, music, TV, media, all of that, which created that desire? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Because I
That's a
wonder,
good
because it's so
question.
prevalent.
I was gonna say both, but what I have found is I think one just kind of segregated the other, so that once you started to see quote unquote your experience on screen and listen to it in music and see it written in books or articles, that I think because it only stays within a six tropes. I think I brought this up before when you discussed this movie before. It's one of my, I'm telling you, I don't know why I love discussing Sinners, because I think it has all the pieces about what's wrong with the black community. Wrong might be strong, but you know what I mean. There's a book called, we can't say all the words, raccoons, bucks, mammies, Jezebels, and it's one more. And it's a man who takes us through the history of film, starting with the first major film, which was Birth of a Nation. And he takes us through the six stereotypes that never changed. He takes us all the way through the 2000s. Really thick book's a textbook. People use it as a textbook, but it's really easy to read. Extremely thick, but he takes us through from that Birth of a Nation, which was the first movie national wide, and he goes all the way through, and it doesn't shift. So when you start to map your actual experiences onto only those three stereotypes for black women, then you don't see that you have a whole lot of stuff going on in your life that's outside of the screen. Do you get what I'm saying? Is that making sense? So it's not, it's so it start like the experiences are the experiences, but you only see these particular experiences cemented as part of your identity. So then that becomes the way that you map your own self, even though you have experiences outside of that too.
Okay. Yeah, I think I get you. I think I get you. I wish that there was some way that we could, because I guess maybe, are you saying it's kind of like a confirmation bias? You know how like
Yes.
you already, yeah, okay, you say, yeah, okay, yeah, because this has always troubled me, and like y'all know when I just mentioned the fact that my friend or whatever, like I said, I don't talk to that often anymore, but I remember, as you were talking, I was remembering the first time I introduced this is my first husband, all right? Not my current husband I'm married to now, my first husband. He had already been wilding and doing me all type of ways before I even introduced like him to them. I remember when I brought him around, they literally, I'm talking about swarmed him. Like they were talking about, like after he went away, they were like, he's so fine, like your girl, you know what I'm saying? He got abs, like he just sexy. I just like the way he present himself, like really like, girl, yeah, they was all over him. And actually, I was flabbergasted. I was thinking to myself, like, y'all like him for real? Because I'm already one foot out the door. Like y'all know that I was telling them, I've told them all of these things about him. Like, he's really not a good person. You know what I'm saying? And they really was on him. And I remember the second guy that I introduced him to, college educated. He is a nerd. Like he was also really tall, but I'm really tall, so I like tall men. I introduced them to him. They instantly didn't like him. Said that he was lame, he was corny. What am I doing with him and stuff like that. They tore that man to pieces. So then when I finally, these are, of course, this is a span of years, these different situations happening. Then when I introduced them to my husband that I'm married to now, they were like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he seemed really nice. Like, girl, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just seemed like the type of man, saying that goes to work and come back home. They was not on it at all. And, that let me know that it's just, I don't know what that is, but all of them had men in their life that were the complete opposite of who I brought there. And even though they saw the success that I had with that type of man, they still didn't want it. And even after my friend who ended up being with a man who I told her not to be with, I tried to tell her, he tried to talk to me and stuff like that, but she wasn't trying to hear it. So I left it alone. She ended up marrying this guy. He ended up cheating on her with somebody at their church, and he did all of these crazy things to her. And I told her, I said, hey, like, honestly, in order for you to get a better result, you gotta stop looking for these men that are so-called bad guys. And she told me that's what she wanted. And I told her, like, if you don't like to be treated in the way that you're being treated, you're gonna have to look for a different type of men. You cannot have these type of men. So she ended up, now she been married to this guy that she's with now. I think it's been at least like 7 years or so. And she had sent me a message or whatever telling me, like, I really appreciate you, that you had the right idea all along, the type of man that I should have been interested in, but I wasn't trying to hear you and listen to you. Cause I was just thinking, like, anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. Like, and that's why I really wanted Zora and the rest of you guys too that are up here to, maybe if we can pinpoint how Black women get indoctrinated with this, like, maybe we can stop them from experiencing these things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because my goodness, like, the things I be seeing on TikTok, I be like, bro, why would you choose this man in the first place?
But I have a thought though too.
PG.
The
I
big
Hey,
one.
who
think.
was
Hey
that?
y'all,
Oh, I
Hey,
was.
PG, now how you doing, sis?
I'm good. I didn't want to cut over anybody, so I think Calandria was talking. I'll go after her if she want to say something.
Okay, okay.
Oh, I just was gonna answer your question, Sugar. I think it's like when you grow up seeing like toxic relationship, and then when it's reiterated in movies, right? Like even when you think about the show The Game, right? Because I see a lot of it on TikTok. And when you think about like that show, Melanie Derwin and Janae, or even him cheating on Melanie with Drew Sidora, and people having more hate for her than Derwin, who was in the relationship with Melody, stepping out, or even Melody marrying Derwin, knowing that he had a baby on the way with Janae. Like, I think it's growing up seeing that, and then when you look at the television, it's being reiterated more. And but I think Black men are really a problem when it comes to films, because I love that whole genre of films, because even when you think about the Oscars and like the movies that Black actors have won and the roles that they played, Hattie McDaniel being a mammy, or Denzel Washington being a dirty cop, Halle Berry sleeping with this ace's right cop. Like, I think that movies kind of tell the negatives about the Black community, and I think they're more so, like you said, The Photograph, because I love that movie, but it wasn't as successful as maybe like a movie like Love and Basketball. And so I feel like that toxic relationship stuff is just too common in our communities, and I think we're seeing it in our real lives with our moms and grandmas, and then it's being reiterated on screen, and then that's how you believe. So like, for example, The Game, having more smoke for the woman who was pregnant while they were in a relationship than the man you're with, like, that's a problem. But that's all.
All right, all right. I got you, sis. Let me go up here to PG 1908.
Hey y'all. Okay, I just wanted to chime in because you said the origins of BLK women always wanting, this 50 Cent in a suit. I mean, a lot of that comes from the fact that, and I'm not saying anything that hasn't already been said in our space on TikTok, but a lot of this comes from the fact that there's been a conditioning from the time BLK women or girls are even in the world. Their first experience with a man putting their hands on them is a violation, and everything that they in any relationships that they have is stemming from unhealed violations. Most of these little girls have been, and I don't have to say it because of, TikTok language. They put their hands on you, you underage, they ain't got no business messing with you. It's uncles, it's boyfriends, it's fathers, sometimes it's older cousins. So and when they don't get the healing, they don't get out of those environments. And even if they do, what happens to the BLK women who heal? What happens to the BLK women who actually get a good job? They move to the other side of town and everybody in the family talks about them. Oh, she bougie, she stuck up, she thinks she all that. So they ostracize the women who heal. They ostracize the women who get out. But for those that stay, they've been abused, they are unhealed. And that's why a lot of, BOK women, oh, I like it rough. I like somebody to, choke me and all this other, because the first time somebody put their hands on you, it was a violation. And I'm sorry, I don't want to trigger anyone, but that's where this comes from. And the Black community has a concerted effort to keep you in that violated space. Why? Because if you heal, then the men in this space who refuse to heal won't be attractive to you. So it's a concentrated effort to keep you violated, to keep you in that dysfunctional space so that these men can maintain proximity to you. That's where it comes from. It comes from just you not healing from trauma, you not becoming better so that you can remain obtainable to men who really are dysfunctional and don't deserve access to women in the first place. Because we all know, I mean, I'm not trying to trigger anybody, I'm not trying to make anybody upset, but at the end of the day, let's look at the males in our community. They're not going to be better. It's been over 50 years from the black exploitation movies to the hip hop era to the C-rack epidemic. Now we got the red pill. These men have no desire to be better people, but they still going to want access to women. How do you keep unhealed, dysfunctional men and keep them in proximity to women? You have to keep women broken. It's a concentrated effort to keep BLK women broken, unhealed, violated, and not only broken, unhealed, and violated, but keep them in a space where they've normalized that. And how do you do that? You get them out the crib. As soon as they come into the world, they mama burning their hair off their head with perms and flat irons and whatever else. And then as soon as they grow up, dividing them between light skin and dark skin. I mean, it's constant trauma, constant dysfunction, so that these dysfunctional men can keep access to you because you've normalized the dysfunction. That's where it comes from.
Okay, PJ 1908, let me ask you a question. How do you think that we can heal?
The first thing we would have to do is we would have to have a desire to come away from what's familiar. And that's an issue with a lot of BLK women. They don't want to come away from what's familiar. You want to be over there with your mama and your sister them. You want to be with your nephew and your niece them. You're going to have to decide, I'm going to have to get away from this. I'm going to have to go to another state. I'm going to have to go to counseling. And when I go to counseling, this is the rock in which I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live my life in a new way. A lot of we are each other's community. That's the hard thing about BLK women. And we are each other's community. So it's going to be hard for us to break away and build new community. But we have to do that. We have to say, you know what? I love my mama them. I love my sister them, but that's not right for me. That's keeping me in a place where I can't grow. That's keeping me in a place where I'm accepting dysfunction, because dysfunction is all around. And if I don't take the pill of dysfunction, everybody's going to turn on me. You have to be okay with letting them turn on you. You have to be okay with getting your high-rise apartment in Midtown and letting them stay wherever they stay. And they're not going to come see you because they're going to be mad, and be okay with that. But you have to be open to building community with other women. That's the blessing and the curse. We want the community with BLK women, but we also have to be willing to accept new communities of BLK women. I think that's the first step.
Okay, all right. I got you. PG 1908. I appreciate you for saying that. I just want to respond to two things I seen in the comments. It's kind of a little bit unrelated. But I just wanted to say, I think Supervillain said in the comments, she mentioned the game. I just wanted to say, in the game, I did watch that faithfully. I'm not gonna lie. And I always felt like she should have married Trey Wiggs. Trey Wiggs was down for her, delivered her from Durin, was doing everything. They always want to make the black woman make the stupidest decision and choose the most toxic, ignorant Negro over somebody that really got their back. That pissed me off. I almost stopped watching the show. Number two, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but in the show, in the movie Sinners, that Stack was actually the gentler one. Not saying that he was, you know what I'm saying, but he was the more, he was the one that Smoke kept saying, we need to watch. He doesn't know how to do this, that, and third. He was the more gentle one. And you notice that they gave the more gentle one to the white tea woman. And I think that was very intentional as well. But let me go up here to Gigi Cam and then Supervillain, because I do want to talk about why I feel like they did that. But go ahead, Gigi Cam.
Good morning, Trigger. Good morning, ladies. Thanks for having me up. I just want to say, PG and Coach T, especially your comments that Black girls are in a psychological, mental, physical warfare from the day that we're born. But I wanted to also bring up when we were talking about how Black women get indoctrinated in this way of thinking that they have to accept these terrible things from Black men or to get love, period. It plays into that whole struggle love trope where we're conditioned to believe that you have to go through so many terrible things with a BLK man. If he goes to jail, we have to hold him down. We have to prove ourselves that we are deserving of his love. Let's pay for all these things for him. Let's hold him down no matter what to show that we are truly the ones that deserve to be married or whatnot. But that type of trope is never presented to any other race of woman. It is only the monoracial, unambiguously BLK woman that is taught, hey, if you want love, you got to do this, that, even if he does all these things, that's the only possible way that you are deserving of any type of love. And just like how PG mentioned, and Coach T mentioned this too, I think we all mentioned this, that the only way to get out of that way of thinking, you have to divest, I think I'm using the word correctly, divest yourself from the community, leave the area, leave where you're from. And I also think it's really important to just get educated. If your parents don't push education when you're born, I feel very fortunate that my mom pushed education to me from an early age. She was like, you're not going to get pregnant. You are going to college. You're going to college. You're going to college. Like, really sent that messaging into me. You're going to college, get your education. And I think that's also key. Not trying to say that if you don't go to college, you don't, think all these things or look at the BLK community with the analytical lens. But I think it's important in order for us to break these generational curses, we need to get educated. We have to expect that we're going to be alone, probably in the beginning. Expect to be misunderstood. Expect to kind of be an outcast. I think someone said that that we're going to be by ourselves, but at the end of the tunnel it's going to be all right. And yeah, I just think from little BLK girls are just taught that struggle love, and we see that in our media. Someone mentioned Love and Basketball. That's a perfect example. I'm trying to think, is there any movie where the monoracial unambiguous BLK woman gets love and it's not a struggle? It's not like traumatic in any degree.
I think it was just I mentioned it earlier. I think it was just a photograph. That's the only one I can think of.
Right. And I think you said that a lot of BLK women said that's boring, blah, blah, blah. Why? It's because they're taught and programmed there needs to be some type of struggle. There needs to be some type of issue for us to prove ourselves or show our worth or show our love to the BLK man. But that BLK man is not going to do that to any other race of woman. And I think Issa Rae, don't get me started on Insecure, because I don't even think she should have married the dude in the show. I forgot his name, her boyfriend that cheated on her. She ended up being with him in the end. I don't think she should have been with him, but I think she touched on that point where her friend Molly, who was a lawyer, she saw that the other race of girl, her coworker, was getting married, and she was an Asian woman, and I think they presented it like it was easier for her to find marriage, whereas Molly was going through all these things that unambiguously Black woman goes through. And I think they were just trying to portray that, but it's just true in general. Like, she was accepting. I don't know if we all seen Insecure, but I'm getting too deep into that. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, sorry, my time is up. But I'll yield there. That's all I really wanted to say.
All right. I got you, Gigi. All right. I just wanted to say quickly, when I think it was PG 1908, I think it was Zora too. I think it was Coach T as well. All of you guys that were talking about like the programming and stuff in the movies. I just want to say, when I was like maybe 18, 19, 20, 21, I used to watch a lot of romantic comedies or romantic movies, whatever. And a lot of them I watched had like white people in them, because I wasn't to the point to where I am right now which I feel like I'm awakened and don't watch stuff like that. But I did used to watch them back in the day. And I remember one of my most favorite romantic comedies that was like an all white cast was The Truth About Cats and Dogs. And I don't know if anybody ever saw that movie. That might be dating myself, but it was called The Truth About Cats and Dogs. And I didn't watch it when it first came out, but I watched it as I got older. And it was like it was kind of like a Cyrano de Bergerac thing. Like it was the girl that was brunette, that was short, that was viewed as less attractive. She was kind of like using her friend that was the tall blonde to like be a it was like kind of be like the proxy of her, and she really liked this guy, but she was afraid that he wouldn't like her, and it was just a whole lot of things. But there was no real drama in that movie. It really was like romance per se. Now, of course, white women are indoctrinated with these movies to like, I guess, be male centered, to really, really, really want a man so bad and to romanticize having one and not realize that, not everything is, as fantasy like as they would like to push towards white women, especially dealing with them. But I noticed that the programming is definitely different when it comes to what they push forth to white tea women versus what they push forth to black women and black girls. You know what I'm saying? And then the last thing I just wanted to say is, just like I said earlier about Stack being the gentler one in the movie, and they giving his character to a white tea woman, I really do believe that it is deeply ingrained in the majority of black men's minds that black women are less than human and deserve even less than humane treatment. And that is the reason why the things that are pushed to us is that, yes, you're going to have to deal with getting cheated on, disrespected, being called a B word, smacked up, paying all the bills and everything else. And I think that that's a huge problem. And the fact that Ryan Coogler pushed forth this narrative in his own movie when he's pretending that he's some type of black male freedom fighter for the black community, pushing forth these black movies, is disgusting. But okay, let me go up here to supervillain. Go ahead, supervillain.
Yes, good morning or afternoon. I just wanted to piggyback off the whole panel, and I'm so glad, especially the language that we're using. I've come up here more often than not and have said that a lot of the trauma in our childhood, especially in the Black community, goes unvalidated, and it shows up in terrible ways when we become adults. I'm not sure who said it exactly, but I also mentioned in the comment section as well that we that invalidation turns into us looking for what we think is love. But it's not love that we're receiving, right? Because love would be a good thing for us.
I think she might have got a phone call. Okay.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Always at the wrong. I tell you, my phone be dry as a bone till I get on TikTok. Sorry about that, y'all. I was just saying that what we are searching for and what we receive is not necessarily love. It's an attention, and we're conflating it with love. Um, and that feeling of AB or abuse, right, is familiar. And sometimes something familiar feels better than what we would actually think is love because we've dealt with it so long. It's almost like when you get a splinter and you start getting that hardening around your splinter if you don't take it out. You don't feel the pain anymore, but you feel it there. That's almost what I look like. A lot of the relationships, especially with little girls and them turning into women and looking into relationships, end up being. But I also want to just point out that it goes outside of romantic relationship. Me as a single woman, I'm gonna give you an example. I get ostracized for saying, you know what, I think I'm gonna stay single. That's just my thing. That's where I find my best power in. People will say, oh, you're unhealed. Oh, what's wrong with this and that? Oh, if you would just find the right man, blah, 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 blah. But if somebody had a traumatic experience with a dog and they didn't want a dog for a pet for the rest of their life, people would understand that. But because black women are expected to mule, they don't see a black woman having a successful life outside of being in a relationship. On top of that, the perfect movie is Soul Food with oh gosh, what was it, Terry? The rich one or the one with the money. Terry also was expected to mule for her family. So the muling, the abuse goes outside of romantic relationship. She was always supposed to pick up the family, a family with multiple grown ass men in it, by the way. But she was always supposed to be the problem solver. So even the abuse goes outside of romantic relationship. It could be the family expectations because you're in a better position. So I just want to throw that out there as well because even women who are not looking for relationship or in relationship are also carrying that trauma and that abuse, and it could be from family, the people that love her the most. So I yield there. Thank you.
All right. I got you, super villain, and I appreciate that. Let me go up here to Groove Parlor.
Oh, you're triggered. First of all, thank you for this topic. I had no idea there were Halloween costumes. I went to that Spirit Halloween. That is blowing me. That is so popular. So thank you for bringing awareness to this. To the woman who said that she wanted to be a screenwriter, yeah, do that. Keep writing. Start with short, maybe 10, page scripts, work your way up to a 90-page script. Please keep writing because we need stories that focus on monoracial black women having great outcomes. Okay, there's a hunger for that. I wanted to also, there was somebody who mentioned a book, yeah, you can't say the name, but it's by Donald Bogle. You can't use a lot of those names in the live, but
Yeah, I'll
it's
put it in the
yeah,
chat.
toms, yeah, raccoons, yeah, okay, that one. Yeah, Donald Bogle. That is an excellent reference book for anybody. I don't care if you're a casual movie fan, film scholar, oh gosh, what else? If you're a sociologist, social worker, please absolutely read that because that basically codifies how these tropes got into film and how even though we are quote unquote more enlightened now, they're still there. They just have a whole lot more nuance. You still have the dark skinned monoracial black woman getting horrible outcomes or mediocre outcomes, laced with struggle. And then, oh, someone in the comments, yes, Issa Rae did not like the ending. She was like, she would be stupid to marry Lawrence. I hated Lawrence with a passion of seven circles of hell. Okay, that you know what I mean. Seriously, I think she should have chosen the other dude. But I digress. But yeah, definitely by Donald Bogle. It is amazing book. Thank you, Calandra. It is an amazing book, and I wanted to tell something else. Please, how do we, because I know your trigger is about solutions. Okay, how do we do this? How do we fix this? I think having lives like this is great. Yeah, Love and Basketball was a horror story because she should have stayed in Europe and married a rich man because she was playing in the European leagues, which at that time that was where a lot of black women from the United States who were professional basketball players had to go. And quiet as is kept, a lot of those women stayed over there, or they stayed over there till their career ended. Then they come back as coaches and so forth and so on. So yeah, definitely have these discussions with your friends, your daughters. If you are child free like me, have them with your nieces, and let them know, like, look, yeah, this is in movies, but this is not how it has to be. How do we fix this? The Truth About Cats and Dogs. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna watch it. I've never watched that before. You're triggered, but also make sure they have an IUD. Number one. Number two, make sure your girls study abroad, especially if they are dark skinned and monoracial, because the rest of the world does not treat us like this. I say this with a whole lot of experience. I've done study abroads in France. Some of my quote unquote play cousins, play daughters, they have studied overseas in England. One of my best friends studied in England, did a semester abroad. Actually, she did her whole master's degree in England. I'm telling you right now, it is a world away from the BS that we see in, on film. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that at some point, some wonderful Black woman is going to write a script and it'll get greenlit. Okay, because that's another struggle. We'll save that for another day. Where you have monoracial Black women winning, coming out on top, being the object of the desire, having the main character energy, not being the best friend or anything like that. I see the clock. Okay, all right, but I'm gonna yield. Thank you so much. I'll put the comment in the I'll put the name of the book in the author in the comment section. I yield.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. A group other. Okay, yeah, Zora, you had something to say. I'll let you go, and then I will respond to somebody in the comments. Go ahead, Zora.
Can y'all see my comments? I'm putting the book in the comments, but
Must have filtered it
people keep
out.
asking what it is. So I
Yeah, they said that the comment they might have
don't know
filtered
if
it
y'all can
out.
see it.
You hear me,
Oh,
Zora?
y'all can't.
It might have filtered it out. The like like
Yeah,
the little
because of the
comment
names.
filter.
Yeah, okay. It's because the
Okay, yeah. So I just wanted to respond to Prickly Me in the comments. You said that like we as Black women shouldn't call ourselves monoracial because like preferences gave us that term or something like that. You said like I'm gonna just say this is that there are a lot of self-hating Black women that worship non-Black women. I did a video on it on my YouTube. That's like a dirty secret that nobody talks about. The fact that there are a lot of Black women that do that. And in order to make a separation, I just feel like I don't mind using the term monoracial because so many people think that Black means biracial women, multiracial women, anybody that has a drop of Black blood. So I like to make sure that I make a even more like distinctive thing so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Black women with a Black mama and a Black daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? When you try to when you don't use words like that because it's just too many people are caught. Yeah, like people were calling the white lady in Sinners Black because she had like a biracial or multiracial relative. Like, so it's just like, yeah, I have to have some type of descriptor for now to specify who I'm talking about. Now, maybe later down the line, if we get Black women to, the majority of us to be on code with not accepting biracials and multiracials and just out and out non-Black women as Black, then maybe we can go back to a blanket term of just Black. But right now, people think that means everybody, you know? So yeah, that's all I was just trying to say, sis. But I do understand what you mean. Let me go Prickly Me. I do understand what you mean, but I just don't think that at this time we can do that. Like, and I can't even get women to believe that Cardi B is not Black. You know what I'm saying right now? I can't even get 50% of Black women to believe that Cardi B is not a Black woman, that she is a white Dominican. Yeah, like, so I don't yeah. I don't have I don't have a lot of faith right now, in our ability to not use that. And then keep in mind, like, I don't want to make this a Cardi situation, but keep in mind Cardi B has said out of her own mouth, and her sister has said out of her own mouth that they're not Black women. But for some reason, Black women still want to put that on them. So yeah, it's gross. Zora, well, she's on the thing. Zora, did you have anything to say? Because I'm gonna go back down and up. You have something to say, Zora?
yeah, I had a lot to say, but it won't. I keep trying to post it in a different way, so I don't know if y'all seen it. But his name is Donald Bogle, Bogle. And I'll send it to you in your back channel too, Trig. But it's Toms, Coons, Mulattoes, Mammies. That's why they not letting us. That's not what they. That's not what they letting us put it in here. And so it's that one, y'all. And then I wanted to say something to. There was a woman I think named Jazzy or something in the comments who said that they don't. One of their favorite pastimes is removing themselves from unregulated nervous systems, and I thought that was really interesting. because I was asking how, and I did mean it literally like how. And I think that's the answer to your question that you asked earlier about why Black women have an unnatural allegiance to losers. Basically, that's what you was asking. I kind of changed it, so let me know if that's not a fair analysis of what you were saying. Why do Black women stay in toxic situations with Black men and or prefer it and or promote it, and hold other Black women to that standard? When I say that Black women are collectively in a domestic violence relationship with Black men, I do mean it. And I think if we ever ran it down, Trig, through what the points of a DV or IPV relationship looks like, it would literally map exactly. So once you unregulate or dysregulate a nervous system, it seeks homeostasis, or it seeks like comfort in what it knows often. So it's seeking that thrill, or that thrill isn't the right word. I know Coach T may have the words better, but like that stimulation to let it know that it's alive, right? To let it know that it is present, is alive, and to remove yourself from that. There's a lot of fear in that, which kind of is the kind of conversation we were having yesterday without all those words, Trig. Is that it's like the what PG gave us a solution to kind of seek peace by removing yourself from it. It actually lights up your nervous system as if that's the threat itself, not the threat that you're actually experiencing, but the threat itself is removing yourself from toxicity. Then the other part, as far as the reality-based part about how to do this, once you remove yourself from your family system or your friend system of toxicity, and then you remove yourself, there's a aloneness there that you have to grieve, because you're going to be by yourself, baby. Because I don't know, I don't care where you move to, Timbuktu in Kansas. I made that up. But it might be a Timbuktu in Kansas. I don't know. You move there. We don't think that everybody's been coded through the media and propaganda in similar ways. So then you're going to be by yourself. So there's that grieving process. Then you're going to have to still rely, and this is the conversation I was having with you yesterday, you still have to rely on a larger external system, period. So you're still going to have to, in some way, usually have to either go to work and get money. Socializing seems to be a part of a healthy, I don't know, that's what they say. Socializing seems to be part of a healthy nervous system. So you're going to find people there, and you still haven't fully, do you get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing I was saying when we talk about sexual abuse. I think this specifically that Black men or abusers, period, but we're talking about Black women. So Black men abuse young girls sexually, so they can insert a program into them. I've said this on your live before, that causes them to be dysregulated, so that then they become available to other predators in the community. The default is predatory males. That's the default. The last piece I wanted to make was that when we're talking about mothers and Black women, and the Black women who we're talking to you about, girl, what's wrong with you? Like, get the one that lights up your dysregulated nervous system is what they're actually saying. They're also saying they're creating, especially the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunties, the older Black women. It's like, well, shit, at some point, this monster thing got to be out of my house. This Black man terrorist, male terrorist has to be out of my house. So I need other women to be also dysregulated, so that they take him in, so that I don't have to have this violent thing in my house, which is why the matricide rates are going up, because Black women are now saying, women across the board are saying, okay, yeah, let's make that man loneliness epidemic go up. So where are these men staying with their mothers? That's why the matricide rate is going up. So both Black women, dysregulated, and Black men have a interest in keeping other Black women dysregulated, because it's also a mirror to say that there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. That's what I got. I'm on mute.
Okay, all right, I got you, Zora. And you know what? I was listening to you, right? I had looked up the book that you were talking about, and I saw on the cover of the book there was a picture of Whoopi Goldberg on there. And what my mind clicked to, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but Whoopi Goldberg dated the YT actor Ted Danson. And there's a video, you can look it up. It's probably on YouTube or something, where Ted Danson is doing like some type of roast or whatever, and he is in full blackface. I'm talking about with the lips and everything, full blackface. And Whoopi Goldberg is getting a real big kiki out of it. And even after they ended up breaking up, like Ted Danson got some like heat or whatever because he said that like black women's vaginas were like bigger and more like than other races of women, just trying to say that black women's vaginas weren't tight, I guess, as other women's or whatever. And I was thinking, like, Whoopi Goldberg, you did all of that cooning, raccooning for this white man for what? Only for him to disrespect you. And I think that that's something else to have a discussion on, of black women, feeling like, because I can understand why maybe Whoopi Goldberg wasn't too much into black men, because I remember black men always calling her ugly and unattractive and things of that nature. But I do feel like that's another important mental state to address, the when you do come to a healing point to where you do recognize that a lot of black men don't mean you any good, that they do plan on breaking you down and things like that. When you try to escape, not understanding that as a black woman, unfortunately there is nowhere to escape to. There's nowhere to escape to, because what you do is you say that you're going to escape to the white man, but the white man only looks at you as somebody to pump and dump and to disrespect. He looks at you as not a human being either. So now you're getting treated bad by this white man as well, and adding an extra layer to it, which is the racial component of dehumanization. And not that black men can't dehumanize you, but I'm saying in a way of, I'm white and I'm looking at you from this supposed self-imposed state of superiority over you. I am willing to have intercourse with you, but I still think that you are not a human being. And I think that that's something also to unpack, because like I said, it's so many. I'm just gonna say it. It's a whole group of black women that now I realize they disappeared from my life, right? And now I realize they disappeared because they're mad at me because of what I said about white men. And these women said in my lives, I never challenged them. I never said nothing to them, because I don't, even if I feel like I don't agree with someone, and even if I don't agree with you and I know what you're saying is incorrect, I don't very rarely challenge black women, because I don't want you guys to feel like you cannot express yourself here, that you can't say nothing, because I'm going to go on the attack on you and try to debunk you and try to do all of these things. So I most of the time don't say nothing if you're wrong about something and I know it, or I researched it and you're wrong, because I love y'all. I really do. And I don't want y'all to be mad at me. So anyway, let me get back to it. So these black women, a group of black women, have unfollowed me, blocked me, don't want to talk to me no more because what I said about white men. Now, these women came in my lives and talked to me about how great black men were. I mean, not great black men were, how great white men were, and how much superior how superior white men were to black men. And they talked about how they've been dating white men since they were in high school and junior high and all of these things. And yet these women are in their late 30s and early 40s and they have no husband, no boyfriend, no nothing. And not that you have to have a man to be validated, but I'm just saying, I know that's what you're looking for. And you've been with all of these men that you say treat you so much better and treat you like princesses. Then if that's the case, then how come any of these men haven't seen the value in you to marry you, other than putting their penis in you and dropping you off? I don't understand that. I don't understand that, and it doesn't make any sense. But you're mad at me because I say that you shouldn't trust black men, you shouldn't trust white men, you shouldn't trust Asian men, you shouldn't trust anybody. You have to judge everybody on their own merit. And these women got mad at me, and I could have easily said, like, if these men really respected you, you don't think that if you've been dating them since you've been about 12, pre-teenage, 12, and now you're 40, now you're 35, now you're 45, and you still don't have anyone, and these men are you're giving it up. So you're having sex with these men, and they're dropping you back off, that you don't think that also is a form of being mistreated? When you know that you really want to be with somebody? I don't know. But the fact that there's so many black women at this time, and I just found out a lot of this, that there's been secret conversations about me, that you are willing to turn on me, a black woman who has done nothing but try to uplift black women and speak life into black women, to speak power into black women, that y'all would unfollow me and block me for white men. I can't even fathom it. It's so hurtful. Like, it actually makes me want to cry. That's how hurtful it is. I'm not going to cry, but it makes me feel like I want to, because it's so hurtful. I would never turn my back on a single solitary black woman for anybody, but definitely not no man. I was about to say something crazy. I definitely wouldn't do it for a white person. I'm just gonna say that, okay? Ugh.
You know, I'm cracking up because, and I know you about to go up the panel. Let me tell you something. That conversation we had yesterday, I'm telling you, come on over to the friends. They're gonna push you over anyway, Trick. I'm sorry to tell you this straight up, but they are gonna push you over. The same way I told you that 2 weeks I was like in a complete depression because of the way that black women treated me, and I was doing lives. I was, had a pretty good following on another app. Was going hard, and they asked me to go. Like they would be calling me into rooms just to go up against some of the biggest Nick sales, etc. To understand the same way, and I hear you, but the same way that black women come in here, the ones who are connected to the black kings, was treated the same way. Do we understand how deeply male-centered black women are?
You know what? You ain't never told a lie, because let me address that as well. The black women that are super duper male centered and into, like you said, the black kings that really do that stuff, I've received the same type of abuse, the same type of blockings, the same type of disrespect from those black women too. And that's why I say, until black women unpack their male centered need to be a mammy, their deep seated need to feel like having a man validates their whole existence, you're going to get dogged out by whatever race of man that you choose. You're going to get dogged out by the blacks. You're going to get dogged out by the whites. You're going to get dogged out by the Asians. You're going to get dogged out by the Indians. You're going to get dogged out by everyone until you unpack that desire to feel like having a man is the end all be all of all time. And I'm going to give y'all a secret. The women that I know personally in my real life, that if you want to talk about having a man, which I keep in mind, you cannot have a man and be happy. But I'm saying the women that I do know that do have men that don't play about them are generally women like myself that can take it or leave it. They can have a man or not. That don't put having a man on a pedestal. Really, honestly, that's the key to everything, is dropping that. And then you will attract whatever that you're supposed to attract. But first, you have got to stop being a mammy and a pick me, because when you have that, the only men that you are going to attract are men that want to siphon energy from you. Energy vampires, warlocks, Cam Newtons. Those are the type of men that you will attract. Okay? And if we need a white example of that, I will give you the white man that was married to, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful black women that I've ever seen in my life, Jodie Turner. I think she is so stunningly gorgeous. I can't even take it. She got with a man named Joshua Jackson. He's also an actor. He acted on Dawson's Creek. This lady was a pick-me to him, asked him to marry her. And what did he do? Dog her out and drag her for filth. So once again, you will attract that same man in whatever race until you unpack that need to mammy. And there's no reason that Jodie Turner, doggone it, should be desperate and thirsty. So that should let you know that if a woman that looks like that is not aware of her power, what is it to say just for the regular, average, everyday black woman? Yes, the lady that was in Queen and Slim. I think that she is like, my husband be like, you know what? Do you like her? He was like, I'm gonna have to block all her pictures. He be getting jealous. All right.
What you saying, Trick? Wait a minute. I'll back tell you.
I'm just saying, I do think that she's really beautiful. Pause. All right, for anybody that needs to hear that old school pause, but she is very pretty. Okay. Let me go up here to Coach T. Go ahead.
I agree, Trig. I think Jodie Turner Smith is like, she's gorgeous. Like, I can't believe that she let that that man play in her face like that. But I wanted to yield my turn to YM because I'm eating.
Okay, I got you. Let me go up here. Go ahead, YM. Go ahead, sis.
This is Calandra. I'm on my film page because my phone be glitching.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can we? Okay, go ahead. Go up the list, because now I'm in my bag, Trick. So let me go.
Go ahead.
Go
Go ahead.
Let me tell you
Say it.
something. First of all, I heard the pause, right? But that's okay. I said I'm back channel you. I'm trying to keep my little just in case. It's like, is there a closet going on here? What's going on? I'll take the hits though. I'll be the crib person on stage.
No.
You said nothing but that eggplant for me, baby. Okay, listen, beautiful shell, I would say about Jody, right? And I thought the same way that you and Coach T was. And then I just saw a picture of her eyes because she was on a red carpet just recently. I literally just saw a clip of her yesterday, which is odd enough because I never see her. She was wearing this red dress and on some carpet. And when I saw them eyes, I was like, oh my God, it's almost like something has happened. Which brings me back to my point about I don't care about Black women, what the race of the man is that they're, what's the word, mammying for. It doesn't bother me when it's the white man more than it does when a Black man. I think it probably bothers me more when it's a Black man because the ones who do it for white men are a very, 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 very small minority. But it's the same action. It's the same action. It's the same, I don't want to call it an emptiness, but it's like they look unreal. Let me say that. Look at her eyes next time y'all want to see something, just in case y'all want to see a horror thing. Sorry to say that. Sorry to put her out there like that, because she is physically beautiful, but a shell of a person. And again, the waterboarding that, as Coach T said, that happens in the Black community, I don't disparage a Whoopi. Whoopi went on, I don't know if you've seen this trick. She went on Apollo with Ted Danson and did blackface in live in Apollo with him on the stage. That's why we got to keep the intergenerational conversations going on, because I remember that. I remember being a kid and watching that. He did blackface and she went out there. I think she did whiteface, and they went out there together and it was crazy. When you dysregulate a system to the point, because she was on that stuff, that candy, not the lone kind either, cocaine. Can we say it like that? The other one, smack. So do you understand what that is? It's like I don't know how to explain what's happening in the community, that when some of the Black women, very few, but the ones who do go out and they get that same treatment with other men, specifically white men, it's not an extra dehumanization to me. It's the same type of, because when I say that Black men's misogynoir, their sexual assault of the women and girls, they're fucking up our image everywhere, is racism. It's racism, y'all. We're under spells, whatever the little meme is. We're under spells. It's racism. It's the same Ted Danson or Cam Newton. It's the same literal dehumanization. It's not an extra layer. And this is me having to go back and Trig and having to study what the hell was happening before colonization. And that's why I take the stance that I do. It is not different. I thought it was different too. I thought it was an extra thing. It's the same degradation, which is why they're on bro code with white men and actually fiend for their validation. They can't believe they too are enslaved. Not the Black woman are enslaved. They cannot believe that they broke that bro code. That's what's happening. So when you're looking at it from that wider lens that I've been blessed and horrified to learn, then it's the same type of degradation, and they both like get to keep this patriarchy thing going. But yeah, I feel you.
Oh yeah, I was definitely saying that I definitely agree with you wholeheartedly. And I just wanted to mention about Jodie Turner. Like there are a whole bunch of different articles about her mentioning how she had a lot of self-hatred and hated her complexion and all of this other stuff because growing up people made her feel less than. And that's another thing I really do feel like we as Black women, especially if you're a darker skinned Black woman, you've got to also figure out how to heal from that and not make yourself a target because you're looking for validation in somebody because of the way you've been made to feel about yourself. It's very unfortunate that, we have, white tea supremacy and stuff like that is enforced colorism. It's even more unfortunate beyond that Black men have been the main ones to enforce that in the Black community. That's what's even more disgusting. I don't even expect white tea people to have any humanity as far as anything that's regards to Black people. So I hold Black men in a higher regard because doggone it, you're Black. So why would you push forth something that another race put on to you and your people? It's embarrassing and disgusting. And when you have women like her that probably have deep-seated internalized self-hatred, that causes all of these problems and stuff to go on and happen. And it's a sad state. And then for somebody in the comments that said focusing like when people are focusing on Black women dating white men and that like Black women can go to other races, I just want to be clear here because I like to speak in like tangible things. The majority of the time, like 90% plus of the time, really 95% plus of the time, when black women get in an interracial partnership, which a black women already do, not that much. Okay. But when they do it, it is with the white T-man. That's who it's with, period. Hands down, 90 to 95% of the time, it is a white T-man. So it's not disingenuous to just focus on white T-men, because that is indeed who black women choose. And also that is indeed who is the most open out of everybody being closed towards dating a black woman, because statistics show that everybody is closed to dating black women. But out of the already small percentage of men that are open, most of the times it's a white man, even though they also are closed, the majority, to dating a black woman as well. And this isn't to say that black women aren't amazing and awesome, because they are, but I'm just saying that most people are not open to dating us. And that's just an unfortunate fact. I don't know what to say. Sparkles, you said you don't believe the stats. Then I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, stats are stats for a reason. But if you don't want to believe that, then I can't help you. Let me go up here to.
This last thing, anybody can get it. Why white men can't get it? What is we doing? Why wouldn't white men be able to get heat and smoke and reality? If we want what's best for black women, why wouldn't we talk about the reality of dating anybody? But maybe I'm missing something.
And you know what? Another thing that I want to talk about, when just real quick, that when you said about like you don't believe the stats, I only talk about stats with marriage, right? Because, and I'll tell you why. It's not that I'm putting marriage on a pedestal or anything. The reason why I talk only about the stats when it is talking about marriage specifically, even though we can get into dating apps and the fact that nobody pays attention to black women on those either. But I talk about marriage because there are men that now realize that black women are in a state of desperation, are in a state of understanding that black men collectively are not on our side, and they're looking for somebody to be on their side. Now, these other races of men don't plan on being on your side either. However, what they are willing to do is sell you dreams, sell you candy, and put their penis in you and drop you back off where they found you at. So just because men are willing to penetrate you doesn't mean that they're respecting you. And that's what I would like black women to understand. So if you get a guy on a dating app to respond to you and take you out on a couple dates, and he puts his penis in you, and then somehow you guys fall off talking, you've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. He's got the draws and skated off on you. So once again, he's not dating you or giving you any attention either. Like, I don't mean to sound rude, but a lot of times the only thing that shows that a man has any type of intentions to you, not that married men don't be cheating and playing in their wife's faces at all, but that's the only thing, if you're dealing with men who are highly unreliable, to judge any type of his intentions towards you. That's the only way to judge his intentions. Because if a man to marry you, he might possibly have good intentions for you. It doesn't mean he does, but it means he might possibly. But if he's only dating you and putting his dick in you, respectfully speaking, he definitely doesn't have any good plans for you. And I want black women to understand that for real. So the stats, the things that are tangible that we can see, proves that the majority of men are not open to dating black women. And that's just a fact, because they're not dating with intention, which is to keep you around, which is to make a family with you, which is to support you, which is to uplift you. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what else to say that makes sense, but I don't want to sound like I'm being judgmental. But I do think that that's how a lot of black women get caught up. Oh yeah, I'll be dating these men. No, you don't. No, you don't. They put their dick in you. That is a total different thing than being dated and treated like a queen with intention. And until you unpack that, you will continue to get dogged out, because you got to put that forth to men. Like, hey, this ain't no what you call it. I'm not playing no games with you. You ain't about to come over here and get no pussy and drop me back off. You're not getting a single solitary thing until you give me what I need. But that's a whole nother topic, because I don't think black women are ready for that, because I have never played games with niggas. Never mind. Let me just keep going. Let me shut up, because I'm already saying too much. Let me go up here to Coach T. Sorry, I've said too much. If you can go, Coach T, if you want, if you have something to say, sis, or I can go up to PG 1908.
Oh no, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay, I got you.
My daughter, she going to the store. Yeah, the crazy thing is, when we talking about like getting away from people and the isolation and the loneliness, and it's just so many compounding factors. But ultimately, what I think that Black women, we have to realize, um, is that no matter where you go, there you are. My therapist told me that when I was a teenager, that no matter where you go, there you are. You always going to end up with yourself. And so the best thing that we as Black women can do is to do the best at being our best self for ourselves. Not I'm going to be a better person so I can be a better mate or dating option to somebody else, not because I want to be a better anything for anyone else. I need to work on myself because it is in my best interest to be the best person that I can be. And I think that that is where Black women are missing the mark on having these relationships, these interracial or inter ethnic. Is that a word where Black women, they'll like date African men or Caribbean men or whatever? I don't think there's anything inherently wrong or right or good or bad. Like, it's not a value-based judgment that I'm placing on you wanting to be in these relationships, but just don't think that you are gonna stop dating who you've always dated and then just go and date somebody else, but you haven't explored what who you are, what your desires are, who you want to be, what you're looking for. You haven't unpacked anything. You just gonna take yourself and just run to another community. But also I would like to caution, or I would like to encourage, I don't want to say caution because I don't want you to be scared, but I want to encourage Black women who are seeking to date men of other races or cultures or ethnicities to learn about what the values and the traditions of that particular culture or group are, so you can understand what you will be getting yourself into. That's, again, not a value-based judgment. It's not good or bad, but understand or be curious about why a YT man would want to date you. Not from an ego place, not from, well, I'm Black, well, because I'm this and I'm the mother. No, but what is it about his culture that he doesn't want to date somebody from his own culture? The same reason why you don't want to date a person from your own culture, and you're not wrong for that, or nobody's judging you for that, but it's still, be realistic and be smart and make the choices for yourself that are gonna put you in the best circumstance and situations. You want to go and date somebody else, like you want to go and date a man from Africa thinking you getting something better than a Black American man, and the only reason why he's dating you is because he don't have to pay a dowry. That's really it. And so if you don't have a problem with that, cool, but just know what you're getting yourself into. That's my main thing for BLK specific, Black, specifically American women to understand.
All right. I got you, Coach T. And I think that made a lot of sense. And I just wanted to give y'all one more quick stat for, the people that respect those. Because the percentage of Asian people marrying Black people is so low, I found one study that said in 2015, about 3% of Asians were in Asian Black interracial marriages. 3%, okay? 3% of Asians were marrying Black people in general. That includes Black men and Black women. Then I looked up, out of that 3%, what's the percent that are Asian men marrying Black women? And let's see here, 81% of the time when Asians marry in the US, out of that 3%, those are Asian women marrying Black men. So it's even lower, if you get what I'm saying, out of the 3%, if that makes sense. Hopefully I explained that correctly. So I really just want you to know that I understand so many Black women want to give an aha to Black men to say, hey, you won't protect us? Look at y'all talk about us. Boom. I just go over here to these other races of men and they'll treat me like a queen, the queen that you don't. I want you to understand that unfortunately it is on our cup. It's our cup. And I've questioned, I've asked myself, I've prayed about it, I've hit the floor and thought about it. Why is it that Black women, why are we the ones that are unprotected and treated this way? I believe it's because we are divinely feminine, but that's a whole nother topic. But other than that, why we are treated in such a way. But I just want you to know you are not going to get an aha moment with black men with other races of men, because those men will always have their loyalty to their own above you every day. I did the hair of a doctor that talked about her being in a relationship with a white T Hispanic man that she had to leave because he was dropping the N word with the hard R at business meetings while she was there and telling her it wasn't a big deal. And they're telling me how she had been hurt by black men and was hoping that this would be different, and it was not. And this was a supremely educated woman with money, 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 money. Beautiful body, beautiful hair, beautiful face, all of that. T, the top of the top. So I really want y'all to know that we won't ever be able to do what we need to do until we stop moving with the intention of making black men mad. Because black men don't care. And the ones that care, let's just say the ones that would care, are not doing what you're mad at, because they actually care. So the ones that are doing what you want, that you want to try to trigger them, they'll never be triggered because they don't give a, you know? All right, let me just keep going. Hopefully you guys understand that. It's just like sleeping with somebody to make somebody else mad. At the end of the day, you lose. You the one that allowed somebody's unwanted energy inside your body for what? To make somebody else mad? You're the loser. You're the loser in the end of it. Okay, let me go up here to PG 1908. Go ahead, PG 1908.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what everybody's saying, and everybody's tracking, everybody's on point. I don't think it benefits BLK women to center any men. The only way that BLK women can elevate, because that's pretty much my season in life, is just elevation. So anytime I get on a panel, that's what I'm going to center my conversations around, is just elevating. And you can't elevate if you center anything other than yourself and your peace. But I want BLK women to understand there's a game that's being played, and because BLK women are so male centered, they'll never be able to recognize that game. BLK males are they're trying to teach black women a lesson because we keep interfering with their deal with YT males in the patriarchy. We keep interfering, and not that we're trying to, we're just naturally who we are. But BLK males are upset, and they always want to teach us a lesson through movies, through this Sinners thing that Trigger has on her prompt. I mean, they're going to always try to put black BLK women in their place because they want the approval of YT males. They want the approval. They want the placement in YT male system. So they're never going to give black BLK women what they want. I mean, they're always going to use YT male tactics of divide and conquer, light skin, dark skin, long hair, short hair. They're going to always use that stuff against us as women. That's why it really pains me when we center any males, no matter what color. Because I'm like, y'all, they playing a game. These two people, the YT male and the BLK male, they have issues with each other, and they use women, especially BLK males, because BLK males don't have any other resources. So they're going to always try to downplay BLK women in an attempt to appease their YT master. And it's crazy because YT males are going to always give the illusion of power to BLK males. They're going to always have that trinket of, I'm going to control you by promising you power. But the crazy thing is, BLK males do that same thing with black women by saying, I'm going to control you with the trinket of love. If you do what I say, if you jump when I say jump, I'm going to pretend like I love you. I got this little love thing over here that I can hold over your head. But my whole message is this: we don't win when we center men of any color. It doesn't matter what color. It doesn't matter if they come from the continent, from the islands, if they come from wherever. It just doesn't benefit BLK women to center men at all.
All right, I got you. PG 1908. I definitely agree. With you. Let me go up here to Groove Parlor and then Supervillain.
I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna drop. Yeah, it's not healthy to center or mammy for any man. I think self mastery and self discovery should be the how should I say this, journey for any black woman. Get as much education as you can, read as much as you can, travel outside of the United States as much as you can. Make sure you have a lot of non Americans in your circle that can support you and pour into you. This is men and women. Okay. Um, I'm not saying to abandon your American friends and family. I'm just saying that, a woman who has connections all over the world is much better placed to make the moves that she wants to make. I'm talking career wise. I'm talking if you are interested in finding a partner, whatever. I'm focused on my bag. If I happen to meet somebody along the way, a nice gentleman, okay, fine, exactly. But the one thing that I will not do, or I like what someone said. Their best pastime is removing themselves from unregulated nervous systems. That is a platinum statement, and I commend the woman who said that. But yeah, definitely read that book by Donald Bogle. It was an eye opener for me when I read it at university 20 years ago. It is in my library. I keep referring to it, and uh how can I say this? There is a client of ours at our company who is from Switzerland who keeps telling me to visit so I can see the late Tina Turner's home. And I thought that was really funny. But they apparently, the Swiss apparently loved her over there. To my sisters that are looking for something else, yeah, I'm not saying that Tina Turner or Josephine Baker didn't have their hardships, but I absolutely follow their cues especially when it comes to the bag. uh you know their money is good too. The euros are good, the British pound sterling is good. I just want to let you know that you are not locked or limited to getting a bag here, or finding your beloved here as well. And I yield. Thank you so much for this wonderful topic. You triggered.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Appreciate you, Groove Parlor. Let me go up here to Supervillain.
So wow, Trigger, this has been great, great conversation. I'm gonna always come from a point on first being individual black women and girls. Again, y'all know how I feel about the invalidation of trauma, and that might not be all our stories, right? We may have not gone through anything as children, but that is a common thing that happens in the community, and that also creates culture. When something is common, it creates culture. It may not necessarily have happened to you, but as a culture, you adopt certain behaviors. Again, the invalidation of what happens to our children shows up in a very bad way as adults. So I always implore black women, the first thing you're going to do is validate that child in you. Again, I always say do something fun for her. Talk to her. Just make sure that she knows, because she's still there. Make sure that she knows she's important and she's being seen. That is a very, very important practice, and it's not a destination, it's a journey. It's something you're going to have to continue doing. Secondly, the strong campaign. I always talk about this anti-pick me self-love campaign. We have to start with the youth so they don't look for it's easier to teach the youth to do something correctly than have to course correct in adulthood. If we can start getting girls, specifically black girls, to look for validation in self, but in other women and girls that love them and know their plight, I think it will go a lot further. I also want to say, as somebody who chose the single route, I can't give relationship advice. I can only give the alternative, which I say is being single. I think we need to change the culture of what single looks like. A lot of people automatically assume single is lonely. I'm going to tell you, the last thing I am in my life is lonely. Companionship comes in other forms besides romantic relationship, and it actually comes in a lot healthier forms. I just want to exercise in thinking about the alternative, because let's just be for real. Not every black woman is going to get that good black man Savannah, or that good man period, whatever race he is. So is your life going to end? No. In fact, your life can go a beautiful different way. I can't remember her name, but really quickly, there's a young lady on this app who took a sabbatical to Ghana because she got through like a very traumatic breakup with her boyfriend. And now that young lady, spending 2 years in Ghana, has opened up a girls' orphanage and school. And she's even adopted two little black girls from Ghana. And now the trajectory of her life, not only has she found something that made her purposeful, she has also changed the trajectory of a huge group of little black girls in Ghana just because she decided to say, you know what, let me not quote unquote be a pick me. Let me take some time to heal and find myself. And in that journey to better herself, it can lead to a relationship, but for her, it led to her finding companionship and helping other little girls. So I just want to kind of change the language, change the behavior. Single is a great alternative. I know the main thing is wanting to find that good man and be married, but you can find just as much purpose and doing things that are great in the community, changing the trajectory of someone's life just because you decided to heal and find a different path. So I'm always going to say, number one, validate that little girl inside you. And number two, let's change the culture. It's really the culture in our community that has us in a chokehold. The further we can get away from black male worship, but male worship, period, I think the better off black women specifically and little girls will be. So I'm going to yield there. Thank you.
All right, no problem, supervillain. I think that you made a lot of good points, and I think that everything that you said is on time and great. And I do think that's something we should definitely focus on. Is that I know plenty of women that are single per se, but I don't even know. I think we should change the language because those women are definitely happy. Okay, let me go up here to Jazzy G.
How y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, just I just wanted to kind of throw in kind of how I saw the movie Sinners. Um, and it's like I realized like just from other people's reaction, I was with somebody, so it's like how I seen it. So when they come into town and everything, they're brothers, and I'll tell you when I first seen Mary pop up, I got scared because I know what time period it was. Um, I think maybe that was a common feeling. Everybody was like, who's this girl? But find that they had a previous relationship. Um, they had some type of backstory. I'm still looking at her with full suspicion. So maybe not having that understanding historically, people not even catching this. So I'm like, so it was the part where she said, boy, get the F out my face. The person I'm sitting with said, oh, she might have some black in her. And I was like, wait, no, is she still dangerous? Like she's basically like the horror element along with the vampires and everything like that. So seeing that people not really understanding that she was actually a whole threat, and when he went to his demise, what was they doing in that scene? Um, he's trying to tell you she is a danger this whole entire time, and the ending when he has to live soullessly for the rest of his life, all through that time period to the 90s, and they're living this like their life is foul actually, like they have to drink blood and all this stuff like that. So it's like, but people misunderstand it. Then I see on TikTok, people was like, "Oh, if she wanted to come in, she had got invited in." They was like, "If she wanted to come in, I would let her in." And it's like literally just the not seeing the threat there is what makes somebody see the movie totally differently. But from the beginning, she shouldn't have even been in the presence. So yeah, it's like just having that sense. A lot of people don't have it. So now I didn't know about the Halloween costumes, but they're clearly not seeing the point he was trying to make, and that's the danger, just the lack of understanding. Oh, it's okay over there. No, it's not. But it's unfortunate, but yeah, like from the time I seen her, but people really like started accepting her just off of that line alone. I said off the sentence, she's presenting as YT. She's dangerous, and she was the whole time. It was never okay. I want to go talk to them. Dangerous, but people not seeing a threat. I don't know what to tell them. But yeah, it's crazy they're not getting that.
All right. I got you, Jazzy. I'll say, in Sinners, in my opinion, I feel like the thought behind it is the same thing that black men do in real life, where they're aware of the danger, but they go head first into the danger and glorify that exact danger, right? You have Ron Coogler, black man in real life, that knows the very violence that white T men and white T women are capable of, right? And the danger in that, but yet would make a movie where he would essentially pedestalize her and make her beauty in a way that it was put to be superior to the black woman being a fully black man. That's strange behavior. So if anything, I would say that Sinners is an autobiography for who black men really are and who he really is as a black man and a director and a writer of a film. Because why would you do that? And that was the biggest problem that I had, is that his wife is biracial, Kelly. His wife is biracial. She's black and Filipina. And so she's not black. So as I watched the movie, I became disgusted with the fact that you're a black man, you have this opportunity, and you place the white woman in a position of glamour. Yet you still have her culturally appropriating by saying what you said, that she said. And that was to evoke people thinking that she's down or something, because a lot of black people feel like all it takes is a statement or rapping a rap song, and now you're black and invited to the cookout. And yeah, I just think it's just really just real life acting out right there. Because like
And
I said, yeah, I just found it disgusting.
and I hear you on that. I like the love story with his brother and his lady way more.
What love
But
story? What love story was there?
a little time together. But I feel like they had a deeper connection, a better past.
Okay,
Like
so let me ask you a question, Jazzy. So you think a man abandoning a woman that lost a baby and coming back when he needs a favor only to give her back shots in a sweaty, dirty cabin is a love story for
that
black
is
women?
ghetto. That is ghetto when you think about it.
That's
Yeah.
it's not, and that's what I mean. We've got to unpack the minimum that black men have showed black women that we find it to be love. I find that to be so sad that that is all it takes for a black woman to feel like a black man is showing them love, giving them back shots in a dirty cabin. That's not love. They didn't show her in some beautiful home that he left her, and she came out in a beautiful white gown with her hair done up, with her skin not looking greasy and sweaty, living in luxury that he left her, or that he's been sending her thousands of dollars with his illegal enterprise. No, he comes through when he needs a favor to hit it from the back. That right there, the fact that you and so many, no disrespect meant, that so you and so many other black women that I debated with found that to be a demonstration of love, is actually, black men should be ashamed. Black men should be ashamed that that is what black women view as love. And black women should understand that we have a lot of work to do in our perception of what love actually means, coming
So
from a
both
black
love
man or a
stories are
man in
bad.
general.
I mean, not love story, but both. I guess both romantic. Both the brothers' relationships were not, I guess, valuable as an actual love story. Then wow.
I missed a part of what you said because it was a little echoey. What did you say? You said it was a love story, both the brothers.
No, I said I see now like that because that was not cute. So I guess both brothers didn't have a love story. Actually, both like I saw the married as a danger the whole time, and he did leave her like they went to go do gallivant and do crime, and he did want her to fry some fish. He did, and that was like, and then he passed away, and they both passed away. I was like, damn. So both so-called love stories are not love stories. Hot mess.
I think um I think we should do a watching of the film. I have so many points I could run down, but y'all know like I've been doing this for a long time. Even the book I recommended, like it lets me see it through different eyes. But I would love to run down to several points because I said to someone, didn't he have her up there cooking, ask her to serve people? Like this is just from, and I didn't see the movie, but I knew that. So she's mammified. She's being effed from the back. No type of intimacy, meaning like connection to face, eye to eye. He leaves her to deal with a miscarriage. Like I'm like, He's the one who puts the stake into her heart. She warns him. She's spiritual mammy, and yet the only time she gets reunited and has the quote unquote be okay love is in heaven. And I think that is actually the case. I do. I do think that black love is just in some fantasy made up thing when we're talking about, I don't know. Let me come back in a little bit. I just wanted to say this part because everybody kind of stated, well, Supervillain and the other woman who was up here, Groove Parlor, they both stated kind of their point of view and why whenever and then PG said it's always about elevation. Supervillain says it's always about the inner child to her, and then Groove Parlor said I'm not sure, but something about like when I speak, it's always going to be about telling be okay women to open up their options. So I'm going to state mine. When I realized that maybe we're having two different conversations. I just realized that because I'm not talking about getting a personal man and trying to figure out what's the best for you when I talk about be okay men's pathology. I'm talking about how to affect somebody like me who, to Supervillain's point, is not connected to an individual male. So mine is never in the personal relationship only category. It's collectively what this system requires for me to be able to move past all the things that people are talking about, like whether it's career, husband, kids, right? And when I'm saying past it, meaning like I'm not in those categories to be able to pull my identity from, and yet I am affected by it. That's why, I speak with so much passion because I'm affected by these things, whether or not I'm talking about a particular man and marriage good or not, getting a career overseas or not, dealing with Americans or foreign people or not. I'm telling you, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I'll leave it there until we can have until the subject changes. I don't want to go too far off the subject, but I'm speaking from a non like individual get a man perspective. I'm speaking largely the collective. And I miss Jazz. Jazzy is the one who I brought up about the unregulated nervous system. So
Yeah, that's like, and when it comes to reality, I realize that there's a lot of trauma that people lean into because it does excite their nervous system. So after I calm down and everything like that, I've noticed in my dating that people will prefer me to be what you call that, riled up, angry, aggressive, because that's like some type of turn on, and I find that as a sickness, so I just distance myself from people who just need like a high from those type of things. It's called, like, I'm more down with the calmness because that is like, where you probably have real connection. These high antics, like it got to be life or this or that, that's not normal. So when I see that, I just get out of there. Like, and you just gotta be able to sense that somebody who tells you, "Oh, I'm bored. I want you to do this and that," and I'm like, that sounds crazy. Like, but if you are indoctrinated to be that way, or you lean into that, I don't want to lean into that. I want to go away from that. So like, yeah, like people who need excitement, people who can't sit still too long, and that's what y'all was talking about before, like being able to sit in your quiet, get yourself together, reflect on past traumas. These spikes in emotion are not good or conducive to, a good life because you're always gonna just need, like, that's why you just find people on TikTok all the time, just they like to argue, they like to fight. The videos that people post, this and like this is what they live like. That's not normal, but it's normalized. So yeah, like just me distancing from those things.
Oh, okay, all right, I got you. I got you, Jazzy. Let me go down here to Supervillain. Go ahead, Supervillain.
Thank you, Trig. And I just want to just reiterate on what Zora said because I feel like they may have went above a lot of our heads. It may not have. But the part when she said that she's affected, even though she's not attached to a man or looking for that type of relationship, I think that's the part where I was trying to say we may not all have like the certain trauma that we need validated from, and that's where pick-meism comes in. But because we practice a certain behavior, and in community, they often have, groupthink happens, the behavior becomes cultural, right? There's an expectation from quote unquote pick me women to talk to men nice. And then when they come across a woman like me or Zora, or Craig, you actually, and they're like, you know what I'm saying? We read them for filth. It's like, oh my God, like they get so like surprised or insulted, because the expectation, even though we're not looking for companionship with them, the expectation from black women in the community is that when you talk to a black man, you're supposed to act like this, blase blase. So that's why I was just saying that connection where you may not be looking for a romantic relationship, but the expectation of black women is to mule, and that's outside of, again, romantic relationship. Just like Terry from Soul Food, you're expected to mule for the community because the behavior becomes cultural. So I just want to throw that in there. That was, she explained it in a way I probably didn't make more sense about it. So thank you, Zora.
All right. I got you. I got you. Let's see here. Zora's on the blackout.
Quick,
Go ahead, Coach T.
I just want to bring to light what Jazzy said that I didn't even think about with the movie, is about how they have to continue to live life in such a vile way after becoming vampires. Like they have to continue being vampiric and seeking people out for their blood and living in the darkness and being soulless. Like that to me is crazy. That to me like compounds what you have on the prompt about the them using this as a costume and not realizing the message that they are continuing to uphold, and they not even seeing the message. Like to me that just was like my mind is blown by that. Like wow, like you really put this in a movie and people are celebrating this relationship, and these people have to live in such a vile, foul way. That's crazy.
But do you think trying to figure out how far to go. Soul matching. I'll say that. Soul matching. Because where I go, and thank you, Supervillain, because I was talking about the systematic broad piece of it, and I think it changes the conversation. But soul matching, Coach T. So is it a if okay, so in the mind, like if I'm the black male in this situation, getting for that costume, and I think my only choices are to be with a slave, and that's a black woman, right?
Annie. Mm-hmm.
Or to have fun sucking the blood out of other people. What am I choosing?
Right, like why would you even think that's fun though?
Now
What
we're
would
going
be
to future.
like? What would be fun? Yeah, like what would be fun about that? Like, what would be exciting about sucking the blood out of other people and only being able to come out at night and being soulless? And to what he said at the end of like, that was the last day I saw the sun. That was the last day I saw my brother. So like, what really
Can I
matters?
say what would be fun around having an unnatural allegiance to losers?
I don't know.
Is it not the same thing that PG was asking about and Jazzy put forward about the unregulated nervous.
Oh, you cut out, Zora. You went on teacup. Back. Uh-oh. I think we lost Zora. But I think the question that you're asking specifically about the soul matching piece, that's what I'm saying. I can't believe that he put this into a movie, and that people is you put this into the movie, you've seen it in the movie, and then you are still uplifting it and wanting to emulate it. Like that's crazy.
You know what? That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that y'all are over here. It's funny to me. Y'all are over here talking about how terrible it is to live soulless and suck on people's blood for the rest of your life and only come out in the dark, right? But what the black man is telling you is that that is amazing as long as he can have a
Mm-hmm.
white woman by his side. As long as I can have a white woman by my side, it doesn't matter what I got to do. It don't matter if I got
Not
to
just
steal, kill, or destroy. As long as I got that snow bunny right there next to me, I can do anything heinous because her whiteness is the most amazing thing that can ever be offered to me. That is what is the most terrifying out of
And
it
it's not
all.
even just a YT woman. It is a YT woman who is gonna cosplay blackness for you, because you seen in that last scene when they walk into the bar, she's not dressed like a white woman would have been dressed in the late 80s or 90s or whatever time period they supposed to be in. She's dressed like a black woman gallivanting around with that man. And then it's even more interesting that this costume is actually before he got turned. He was dressed like that before he got turned. After he got turned, he's dressed like some kind of weird uh mandingo warrior with a vest with no shirt under it.
I'm telling you, like, I just feel like, the, what is it? The self-hatred and the desire to place white tea women on a pedestal above all costs is literally, it's being exposed for in front of our eyes for this movie. And I think that I don't know if y'all remember this historical story of a black man. He was an elevator operator and he saw this white woman and he was so enamored with her, even though he knew that his life was on the line if he was to try to talk to her or say anything. And he did. He gave her a letter to say about how much, you know what I'm saying, he liked her and cared about her. And she told somebody and they unalived him. I'm not laughing
No,
at
I
nobody
never
being
heard that
unalive. I'm
story.
not laughing at nobody being unalive. I want to make that clear. But I will say that right there is indicative of a pathology that is scary to me. And that's the reason why I speak so much against black women doing it too. Because right now I see that the motivation is different. Like for black men to do that, they had no motivation other than self-hatred and the glorification of whiteness and white women and all of that and wanting to be compared to white men in some way. But the fact that I feel like there are so many black women going down that road only to make black men mad, that's scary to me. Because I said it's like sleeping with somebody that you don't like how people say, oh, I will sleep with your daddy, I sleep with your best friend. Let's say because you cheated on me. Let's say you don't even like these men. You think these men are unattractive, but you're willing to degrade yourself to make that person feel some type of way that they may or may not ever feel. And I think that black women are doing that now, some currently with this whole, raccoonery, you know what I'm saying, to make black men mad. And that's scary to me because I don't want black women to become this unhinged. Because seeing this type of thing of black men doing these things is wild. Like I said, being in a racist society where you know for a fact that white tea men can unalive you with impunity, and you go ahead and still give a white tea woman a letter, and you know that you could probably find a million black women, but you're not doing that. That's, I don't know, y'all. That ain't scary to y'all. That, I don't know. That's so embarrassing.
It is scary. Like,
But I think it was Zora that did. Zora, you unmuted yourself. Was you need to say something, Zora?
I was trying to fix my connection because I got cut off because my battery was going low. But yeah, this picture is I wasn't ready.
I
I didn't
wanted
even
you to
know this was.
see it. I wanted you to see it.
That's why I'm on mute because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I'm on mute.
Because I wanted people to see that, like, honestly, this is the dynamic that I really believe that is really in play in real life. And this is how black men feel about themselves. Like they are, gentlemen and these dashing, debonair men. And they have these vampiric, snow bunnies on their side, and they can see that and they're cool with that because the thing that they want is the whiteness, nothing else. They don't need the humanity. What they need to be validated is the whiteness. And that's actually, yeah. Oh, go ahead, Zora, and then I'll go to supervillain.
What humanity? What human? I think I
No,
don't
no, I'm saying
know.
they don't have the humanity. What they want is the whiteness. They don't care about any type of humanity having.
I know,
All
but
they
that's what
want
I'm
is
saying.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I call it. It's a soul match. I think like missing that part, and it might take the conversation to a
No, I got you.
different
I got you.
place. But it is a soul match. Like it's the thought. What I was saying to Coach T before my the little battery thing came on and put me on teacup. Black women's relationship to black men is black men's relationship to whiteness. It's the same relationship, the same shape, the same yearning, the same nonsense, the same vampiric body snatching thing. It's the same. It's the same. We're under spells, people. Because I asked Coach T what that
Damn, you snatched
changed
my
it. Wait,
edges with that one.
hello. I'm
Damn.
trying to tell y'all I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge where all the frames are broken down for me. Marriage, religion, career, moving to a different country. It's all poisoned. I'm not saying that any of those are poison in themselves. I'm saying it's all been poisoned. You're not escaping it except to go within. And even that has been poisoned. I'm telling y'all, that white teen woman on the right, put that man try not to cuss. Put this nigga on the left, on the right, and make the one on the left a black woman. It's the same thing. Make Mary a black woman and make Smacks or Stacks, whatever his name, Smoke, whoever this is on the left, make that a black woman and put her in the dress that Wumi had on. You tell me what's different. Anybody?
The difference would be just in the labor, in that Mary didn't do anything for Stack, but the difference would be in the fact that the Wumi would be the one doing the labor, in terms of, like, um she built the mojo bag, she had to do the fish fry, she had to stand up against the vampire coming in, when it was a whole bunch of men standing around. She the one who looked in the face of the vampire and said, you can't come in here. That would be the only difference, is that where the black man is like the mammy for the white woman, the black woman is the mammy for the black man.
Which is why I'm saying it's the exact same thing. So I'm saying, and I wish I could just draw it, but is this Stack on the left? Is that Stack or Smoke? Stack.
Yeah, that's stack.
Okay, make Stack Wumi and make the Mary Annie.
Wait, that's the same person.
Oh, I thought Annie
So
was
you want
the black woman.
on the
Annie's not the black woman?
Yeah, Annie and Wumi is the same person.
Yeah,
But
that's what
Annie
I'm
and Wumi
saying.
is the same
Make
person.
Mary, this
Wumi
is
is played
Mary
by
to the
Wumi.
right, right? Make the white woman the black
Mm-hmm.
man and make the black man the black woman. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
Let me see if ChatGPT will make it for me. Hold up.
Wait a minute. Trigger, do they have a costume? A smoking Annie costume?
No, at least not that I saw. The ones that were sold out were these.
Sold
These
out.
are the ones that they're sold out. These that
Oh.
they have them on eBay for like extreme prices because they are so wanted. These are wanted. And that's what I mean when people
That's
talk about,
fair.
oh, the pervasive message of the movie was black love, black love. No, the fuck it wasn't. Because
No, it
that's the
wasn't.
reason why there are no costumes. There are no sold out things of Annie. You know what I'm saying? Of Smoke. The ones that are sold out are of Stack and Mary. So that should let you know right there what really people took from that. And I feel like it was clearly obvious that that's what people should take from that. Like I said, you have the first thing that you see the white tea woman pop up as, she's looking glamorous on a train station. The first time you see the black woman, she getting back shots in a dirty barn. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what? Like, and I promise you, is I feel like more black women are opening their eyes, because the last time I attempted to have this conversation, it was black women that went and was in my comments talking to me reckless, telling me that I'm trying to hate on a black man that's only trying to put forth beautiful images of black women and all of this other stuff. And oh, that was black love. Why am I so mad? I'm such a hater. And I was like, I'm not hating. I'm telling y'all the truth. If you can open your eyes to see it. But the problem is that the majority of the population is I've come to grips with, to understand, this is stupid, and they don't critically think. And so you can put anything in front of them and call it a 4-course meal. You can give them Vienna sausages, sardines, some saltine crackers, not the good saltine crackers, like the premium ones. I'm talking about the low bottom of the barrel crackers that cost 98 cents. You know what I'm saying? You can give them that. You can give them some Spam, and you can give them some water or some Hawaiian Punch, which is liquid death, in my opinion. You can give them all of that, and tell them that it's a 4-course meal with, steak and potatoes and arugula salad with shallots in it and parmesan and a little splash of lemon juice for flavor. You can make people believe that because people are not willing to critically think and look at things deeper. And that's scary to me. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I don't know, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hawaiian Punch is the devil, y'all. That stuff don't even taste. You know
When I
what?
say why it don't never get cold, why don't Hawaiian Punch ever get cold? That's the thing that kills me
Oh,
about it. Like, what
I
What
is
done.
it?
is that?
Why is it so
What is
thick
it?
and
It's like a.
warm?
I would never.
It's almost like it
I
was
don't know. It's like
grass.
lava.
I have not had
It was
Hawaiian Punch, I would say, since I was about
cold.
16 years old. That for decades upon decades have I not had Hawaiian Punch. That stuff is the devil, the devil, the devil. And I was at like somebody's event and they had like Hawaiian Punch there and that was only that. And I tried to take a sip. This has been a few years ago. I was like, oh, ow. My body was screaming. My body was like, don't drink this. You about to kill your liver, pancreas, your kidneys. Give me the water. Give me the water. I will take Dasani at this point, which
The
Dasani is the worst
scream.
water. Dasani is the worst water of all time. I said I'll take a bottle of Dasani at this point. That's toilet water. I'll take it above Hawaiian Punch for sure. But sorry, I
But
didn't went off
even
track.
I'll even say for Pearline, they even demonized the image of
Yep.
Pearline
Yep.
by making her a married woman who was out
Jezebel.
cheating on her husband.
Yep. Jezebel stereotype.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they
They
even.
hate black women. You know what? We're not on topic though, Trick.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
Because Mary is Hawaiian Punch. No, am I
Yes,
right?
yes, yes,
Mary is
yes.
Hawaiian Punch, isn't she?
Yes, I agree. You have no argument for me. But yeah, you guys, I didn't know that you guys would like this conversation so much. I just saw that there was a black girl here on TikTok. She was upset. She was like, do y'all know that it's a whole lot of people getting these smoke and these Stack and Mary costumes? And do y'all know that is not what y'all, she had a whole spiel about it, and I agree with her. And I think I reposted her on my page. And I was like, you know what? I said, let me look this stuff up. And when I saw that these joints were sold out, I was flabbergasted. I was like, oh, I gotta make a live about this because this is nuts. Like it blew me, bro. It really blew me. It really blew me. But anyway, you guys, I've hit 2 hours. I'm actually at 2 hours and 36 minutes. So I normally, when I get to 2, I go ahead and wrap it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, you guys. But if you guys have anything to say before I get out of here, y'all are welcome to do it. I can go from the top to the bottom. I can start with Jazzy and go down. Did you have anything to say, Jazzy?
Yeah, you really helped me see that he had, what's her name again? Annie? He
Yeah,
had
yeah,
Annie.
yeah.
Yeah, he had Annie working, and like she was a responsible for frying the fish and protecting him after he left her. I was just looking at how beautiful she was, and I didn't really see the position he put her in. So you really put me onto that. Yeah, but I think it is a hard, like this, the whole story is a tragedy. It didn't turn out for nobody good. It didn't turn out for nobody black to have a good ending. Like they was already screwed from the beginning because when they sold the barn, they were already gonna get attacked anyway. So I was like, damn, it's just kind of like it's not a great, it's not a good outcome. But yeah, that's all I had.
Okay, I got you. And just for anybody that, because the last time I had said something, about this whole dynamic, like there were women that called me fat phobic. And I want to say this clearly. I think Wendy is a very beautiful, dark skinned black woman. I think she is very attractive. I saw her first in Lovecraft Country. And she had on like this, like, I don't know, it was like 50s outfit or whatever. and she had like a little hat on. I was like, oh wow, she's really gorgeous. She's a very pretty woman. So I'm not hating on her. I'm not hating on her at all. I'm not saying that she's not attractive. I'm just saying they use certain imagery and they chose her to push a certain narrative, which is not good. And it is rooted in trying to make black women seem less than. And it's just that simple. But I do think Wu is pretty, so I don't want anyone to accuse me of fat phobia or whatever. Let me go down here to supervillain.
Thanks, Trick. I first want to say I think this practice using movies where people, or at least in our community, let me stop saying that. Our community think is a good movie, and then breaking it down and pointing out the things that are not good and stuff that we recognize in our own behavior. I don't know. I think this is a good thing. You might. I don't want to give you any labor, but this might be a good series to consider because being that we all see the same movie and take away something different and then can share with each other, I think that's really important. I want to piggyback off one thing. I think it was Coach T, who said it earlier. How I guess the white lady, I forgot her name, is like how the stack or whoever was wanted to be with the white lady and how they look for white women who specifically cosplay black women in the community. That's very important, and not to bring in another movie, but and I think this would be a good next movie to break down to Get Out. I don't know if y'all remember the scenes when he has to explain to his white girlfriend like the black nuances, and he started getting frustrated. And it's so funny because you wanted a white woman because she wasn't black, and then you got frustrated when she doesn't understand black nuance. And I think that just explains the dichotomy of black male behavior. And that's why I tell black women there's nothing wrong with black women. These men just want they want proximity to whiteness, and they don't want to feel guilty, so they try to make us feel bad about being black women. That's one thing that's not going to happen. We may have our own, you know, things that we're going through in dealing with our blackness, but as a collective, I don't see black women hating being black as a collective more than black men do. They try to put that on us. That's projection. Again, the dichotomy that they look for a white T woman and then expect white T women to understand black nuances is crazy. It's a dichotomy. So I just wanted to bring that up. And I just think this was such a great learning experience and a good series. So thank you for this, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Remember to validate that younger child in y'all. If y'all can take 15 minutes a day, and I yield there. Thank you.
All right, all right. I got you, supervillain. All right, let me go down here to Miss PG 1908. Did you have something to say? She might be away or something. So I'll go up here to Kalandra and then I'll go to Coach T and then I'll check back with PG 1908. Kalandra, you had something to say, sis?
Yeah, I just wanted to say Ryan Coogler made that movie like that on purpose. I really hate to say that because I am a fan of him, of some of his work. But I do think he made that movie like that on purpose. You intentionally put that plus size black woman as one of the love interests because you didn't want people to leave a movie thinking about her. And you made that YT one drop girl as Stack's love interest. And then now you have a costume. Like, I feel like he knew what he was doing with that because he's very well aware of plus size women not being seen as, I want to say, love interests and not seen as the goals that are attained of people to want to be. I definitely think he sees the rhetoric online about plus size black women because he's well aware. Like he can act like, and like I said, maybe, and I'm gonna give him a smart. Maybe he made the movie thinking that maybe one day. I feel like if I would have did the movie differently, what I would have done, Mary would have been a dark skinned woman. I would not have made her white. I'm really sorry. She wouldn't have been biracial or nothing. She just would have been a black woman. Like, I would not have wrote it like that. That's just my personal opinion. But I think Ryan Coogler is very well of the where he did it. And I think he did it because he wanted people to like leave the film thinking about this white woman or this quote unquote biracial. You want to say to be a black woman? Why? Wait, what? A sub return to be a black woman. Why? I don't know what that means. I wouldn't
That
put.
she means like the person that sabotaged everything. She said you want that person to be a black woman. Why do you? Why did you want?
Well, I wouldn't want it like that. But first of all, as somebody who wants to write movies, I wouldn't have wrote a movie like that. That's just my personal opinion. Vampire, scary stuff, no. But I would not have put no white woman in that movie because I just wouldn't have wrote it like that. I'm sorry.
I mean, I feel like the black woman could have been a saboteur. I feel like she could have been. What's wrong with that? Black women can be anything. Like if we're talking about the movie, there would have been an opposite to that. So you could have had the black woman that's willing to fight, that's on the good side, and the black woman that's on the evil side. But placing the role of the saboteur as a white woman and then also giving her this angelic dichotomy as well was all disgusting. And it purposefully put her in a position of superiority over the black woman. And once again, it was on purpose. It was not accidental. They did the casting on purpose. They made the white woman look more glamorous on purpose because that is what everybody thinks about black women anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So, and
Being
that
in
was done on
the
purpose.
trigger and being like, I don't know if you saw the movie, but like how they were always looking to the plus size woman to like answer questions about vampires. Like she was the one that had to be like, and that's what I'm saying. He did that on purpose. Like, ooh, that movie
Yes,
was
yes, yes. Because black women are always the ones that are expected to protect and never expect to be protected. And that's really, when you think about it, it's like very maddening that you expect protection from me, but you will never offer me what you want from me. And that is the reason why I say I'm a big proponent of saying, do not do things for people that they won't do for you. People really think I be trying to protect black men and stuff when I say, don't uplift white men because white men won't uplift you in any situation or scenario ever. It ain't gonna be to make white women mad. It ain't gonna be to troll white women. It ain't gonna be to do nothing. White men will never uplift and protect and defend black women as a collective ever. So why would you ever get on the line and be like, oh yeah, it's going to be a big key for me to uplift white men? No, I don't believe in doing it for anybody. And I think black women, we got to stop doing things for people that they would not do for us. But I do think that the movie is just, like I said, it's just like, what is it? Showing what our reality is, what people expect of black women, what people think black women should do. And it's all gross. Like, that's all I'm saying. Oh, yeah, Calandra, you had to make another point, and then I'll go down here and see if PG 1908 is back. Go ahead, sis.
last point. It's always black men. Like when we think about Tyler Perry shows and like the movies that he write, they always have plus size black women. Like even Tyler Perry in Why Did I Get Married with Jill Scott, putting her on a fat suit and Mike regretting her after she loses weight, or always making the wise black woman or the older black woman bigger and heavier. Ryan Coogler knew what he was doing when he made Sinners.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I definitely believe it was intentional. It was not an accident. I said this earlier when I first started the live. When people make movies or you make content or you write or whatever, everything, because you're creating it from scratch, it's intentional what you're doing. So when you're a person and you're setting up the wardrobe, you're thinking about what this person is going to look like, how their hair is going to be, whether they're going to have makeup on or not, what body build of the person is that you want. Everything is purposeful. So trust and believe that the dynamic that they have between Annie and Mary was on purpose. And it was rooted in making the black woman look inferior. And yeah. Let me go down here. PG 1908. You have something to say, sis? Are you still there? Okay, I think she might have left or something like that. I'm not quite for sure. But I'll go down here to Coach T and then I'll let Zora end it out.
Hey Trig, yeah, I like super villain idea about doing the different movies because I think that it gives us a reference point, like it gives us reference points that we can all kind of relate to, or that like we all can understand. It's like, movies are kind of like a common language amongst us, especially as Black Americans. We got the Black movie pillars like the Fridays and things like that. So I think that that could definitely be helpful, just looking at different movies and talking about what we see in them and what we can learn from them, because it's definitely learning. Like Zora snatched my edges with that black women have the same relationship with black men that Stack has with Annie, and the obsession like with wanting to be like just whiteness, and how vampiric and soulless it is. So I think what I will be taking away from our conversation today is that it is that piece of it, that how much of a match that we as black women have had to become, and how we've had to degrade ourselves and either become, like feasted on or feasting on others, all for the sake of having this soulless relationship with black men and being and having to be in community with them. But yeah, that's it. Thanks, Trigger, for this space, and I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day and their weekend. And if you come back later, I'll join again later too. I'm just relaxing today.
I'm glad you're relaxing. Um, yeah, I'll just say this. Like, I'm glad you.
Oh wait, Zora,
Oh my
before you go,
god.
before you
Oh
go,
my
I'm
god.
sorry,
I
you
did
guys.
look up. They do have an Annie costume. They do have an Annie costume on the Spirit website. They do have one.
Yeah, it's just not sold out, which is embarrassing, you know? I just wanted you guys to see this picture of them at the end of the movie. As you can see, Mary has a lollipop in her mouth, bamboo earrings. She has her hair styled like a black woman. Her cultural appropriation and energy vampirism is complete. And I have no idea how people didn't see this and be disgusted by this. Because once again, like somebody called out, like she could have presented any other way other than a poor man's imitation of a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So all of it is meant to play in black women's face. If you are only willing to open your eyes to see the game that's being played. But let me go down here to Zora.
Girl, I be thinking I know what I'm gonna say, and then you pop up with these pictures, and I'm dysregulated all over. Not dysregulated, but like that looks like Khloe Kardashian and Kanye. So I wonder if they smashed, because that's what it's giving. Coach T, exactly. Like, I don't even know. I feel some kind of way looking at this damn picture. Trig. I don't have nothing to close out other than to say as a BOK man in the comments saying, "Big women stand up." He's promoting the Khloe Kardashians. This is y'all. Do y'all know what these entities are? I'm sorry. Like what? Um, we want black men to see white women as not human, but we want to see black men as human. I just, what is going on? Like, what is happening? And I was gonna mention what you already mentioned, which is that the costume, because I went and looked when someone said the Annie. I don't know why their names. First of all, to call her Annie anyway, their names are so interchangeable to me. The Annie costume isn't sold out. Who I just listen. I'm grateful that we're having a conversation, and I'm glad to participate in more conversations like this. That's all I got, Trick.
All right, I got you. And I just want to say that black women, you've got to stop projecting your sense of your sensibilities and the fact that you wouldn't be cooning onto black men to say, oh, the ending of this was a nightmare. He had no soul, and so therefore he was tortured. That's what you think. You think it would be torture. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that that's what you think, though. I'm saying that black men, this is their fantasy to be forever tied to a white tea woman that has no soul, that's out there sucking blood. That is his fantasy. Oh, I get to be with the snow bunnies for life. Matter of fact, it'd be even better if we can prey on some black women and use them to satiate us, to satiate our thirst, to satisfy our never ending hunger for blood. So all I'm saying is that if depending on how you look at it, this could be a black woman's nightmare, but this is a black man's fantasy and heaven on earth. And that, so you got to stop putting what you think on black men, because whatever you thinking, I can guarantee you they ain't thinking. So yeah, if anybody doesn't take anything from this, Sinners is not a love story. Ryan Coogler hates you. Michael B. Jordan been hating you. You know what I'm saying? And also Ryan Coogler's wife is biracial, and I didn't even know that. Zora put me on to that. Cause while she was talking, I went to go look that up, and I was like, black and Filipina? What? I was flabbergasted, because the only thing that kept me on the fence about Ryan Coogler is that I thought his wife was fully black. That's the only thing that kept me on the fence slightly. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, I had 1 foot, 1 arm, 1 side. The only thing that was on the other side of the fence was a pinky toe. And so once she exposed that to me, that was it. I was done. I was done. Okay. But yeah, that's all I'm saying, you guys. I appreciate all of you ladies that came up here. Y'all are so intelligent, so dope, so amazing. Like, for real, y'all are like awesome. I respect y'all so much. I respect y'all thoughts and perspectives so much. And yes, his wife is biracial, Calandra. I respect y'all so much, and I just appreciate that when I go live and stuff, you guys even honor me with y'all presence. Truthfully, I really am humbled. I really am honored that I get to share space with you ladies. And I'm no BS. I really mean it. I really mean that. I think that all of you guys are so intelligent and amazing. And I love y'all for real. All right, I'll see y'all later. I might come back later today or I might not, but I'll see y'all soon. Love y'all. Appreciate every last one of y'all.